Bite size.
Be aware you're in bear country.
It's just broken down on us.
Top of the world, that's where we're going.
The guys are definitely lost.
I'm gonna die.
We're all gonna die.
Spectacular.
I'm now in race mode.
Race Across the World continues Wednesday at 9 on BBC One and iPlayer.
Welcome to Sunday Morning on BBC One. Tony here with you live at 9 o'clock. Hope you remember the clocks went forward. Now, always a great start to the day. Sunday with Larua Kuensbssberg.
This morning, we'll talk about cash. The money in your pockets, the money the government has got to spend, and when, as a country, we can be confident there'll be a bit more to go around. Interest rates up. Council tax up. Inflation, you guessed it, that's going up too.
We've seen signs of inflation really peaking now, but of course it's far too high.
The opposite to what the Prime Minister claims to you.
We're halving inflation by paying 50% of people's energy bills and freezing fuel duty.
Not yet, he's not. There's price pressure on everyone, just as the extent of Sunak and Starmer's income is revealed. Mega wealth for one, doing rather well for the other one, as official figures for the first time reveal very different numbers. More than 2 million people using food banks just to get by.
A lot of the time it means either starving or getting something to eat.
So we have one big question this morning. When will everyone start to feel better off? This man does the sums that tell the government how much cash they have. But why do they sometimes get it wrong? We'll ask the boss of the Independent Office for Budget Responsibility, Richard Hughes. It's Michael Gove's job to make sure the chance of a good life is spread fairly across the land. But can he level up when living standards are going down? Labour's Lucy Powell has big plans for the BBC. But what's the problem that she's trying to fix? And remember this act of courage. Marina Ovsyannikova famously interrupted live TV in Russia to protest against the war in Ukraine. She'll tell us about her astonishing escape.
I was almost screaming, thinking and saying it's better for me to go back to Russia, go to prison. But my daughter was saying, get up, let's go, we have to cross the border.
More of her amazing story in about half an hour. And welcome to my amazing panel this morning. Andy Haldane, one of the best economic brains in the country, who spent many years as Bank of England top brass. Christiana Figueres, who was the United Nations top climate chief. And the John Lewis boss turned Conservative Mayor of the West Midlands is here, Andy Street. Morning, and I promise you we will be bring you things to be cheerful about, as well as some grim news. But let's see what is getting people going this morning. Let's go straight to the front pages. A bit of a mixed bag today. The front of the Sunday Times has a story that says children as young as 8 are being strip searched. The Observer has a story that's caused some red faces in the Tory parties. A sting where they've seen MPs being offered £10,000 a day to work for a fake company. But the tabloids, again, a mixed bag. The front page of the Mail on Sunday in Scotland, talking about the potential new First Minister, Kate Forbes, that announcement coming tomorrow. And the Sunday Express mentioning something we'll be talking about with Michael Gove in a few minutes, the government's promised blitz on antisocial behaviour. But let's first of all talk with our panel about the big picture of what's going on in the country. We saw inflation going up again this week by surprise, interest rates going up again. Andy, is it going to come down, as the Bank of England and the government really hopes, by the end of the year?
Yes. I think that's pretty nailed on, Laura. Morning, by the way. As the effects of last year's energy price rises fall out, and energy prices have fallen since, we'll see inflation falling pretty rapidly in the next month or so, I think.
But by how much? So the bank and the government says maybe back down all the way nearly to 1 to 3%.
That's not out of the question, I would say. And that will mean, into the second half of the year, Laura, I think we will see things feel a bit better for the average household after a horrible income squeeze over the last 18 months or so.
One of the things about this is how people, the difference between what's on spreadsheets and the difference in how people feel. I mean, Andy, you represent, millions of people in the West Midlands. Does the economy feel like it's working for the people that you represent there?
Yeah, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yeah, the answer is it's a mixed picture, actually. If you're right at the bottom of the income levels, spending a lot of your money on heating and on food, it's really tough. We can see that. But what we also see in our economy, after a big adjustment after COVID, we were doing very well, some of our traditional sectors very hard, like manufacturing. We're seeing incredible growth in some of the new areas. Technology, the green economy, really good. And actually construction and the professional services also coming back strongly. So it's a mixed picture, is the truth.
You have been a bit cross, though, about how the government has tried to spread some of the country's wealth, such as it is. And you accuse the government's levelling up plan of being like asking people like you to go to Whitehall with a begging bowl.
And there's been a decisive response to that in the last couple of weeks, which I'm sure you might even talk to Michael about, actually, in the devolution deal that's been struck for us and for Greater Manchester, where we end the begging bowl, really. And what we move to is trusting regions with a big sum of money, a single pot, as it's been called, and we take the decisions locally. So it is a decisive change in direction.
But have you now got all the power that you want?
We never have all that we want, but we've certainly got, I would say, actually, the boot in the sense is on the other foot now. We've got to demonstrate what we're going to do with it to show that trust is well placed.
OK, interesting. One of the things you mentioned there is food inflation. Now, Christiana, this is absolutely one of the things that you have looked at. Is food always going to be expensive as we carry on with things as they are?
That very much depends on how we're producing food. So let's look a little bit under the hood. Yesterday, I spent some time with mothers here in the UK who are hunger striking, demonstrating in front of Parliament because 1 in 4 mothers in the UK, one of the richest countries in the world, have to choose between feeding themselves and feeding their children. You know which choice they're making. 1 in 10 children globally do not have enough food. Why? For many reasons, but there are 2 global reasons behind this. First, the absolutely outrageous prices of fossil fuels due to the politicization of fossil fuels. And secondly, the decreasing crop yields that are also due to extreme weather events because of the burning of fossil fuels. So 2 different problems, same root cause, fossil fuels. Therefore, we have to understand that moving away from fossil fuels over to clean energy and technology actually is a measure to protect the most vulnerable.
OK, well, later on we'll ask you also to give some solutions to that problem. But all 3 of you, thank you very much for your thoughts just now, because this morning we are trying to work out when most people can expect to feel a bit better off after years of hard times for many. In a second, we'll talk to Michael Gove. But one of the difficult things about all of this is that the crystal ball is a bit wonky when it comes to predicting what might happen. Now, the Office for Budget Responsibility was set up in 2010. It's independent, and every 6 months it tells the government and all of us what is going to happen to the economy, how much it will grow, how much it will shrink, and how much money the government has to play with. Now, it's important because they check the government sums for all of us. But the reality is their forecasts, just like the weather ones, sometimes turn out to be wrong. Take a look at these. In March, they said the rate prices would increase would peak at 8.7%. Actually, look at it go up to 11.1. Now it's 10.4. They also predicted that the government would borrow £177 billion last year. But in the end, actually, it was 99 billion. Now, that gave ministers, hypothetically, a lot more cash to play with. And the OBR told us before that right now we would be in recession, except we're not, although only just. So if the numbers slide all over the place like that, how can we know as a country when we will start to feel a bit better off? I asked the boss of the OBR, Richard Hughes, why they often get it a bit wrong.
So all forecasts in the end turn out to be wrong. Every forecast has an error. Even weather forecasters don't get the exact rainfall right on a given week or the exact temperature on a given day. And I think in particular in the UK, we are forecasting in an incredibly volatile environment like every country is at the moment, because energy prices have been rising 5-fold and then falling back by a half in the course of the last year or so. Interest rates have trebled over the course of the last year. So it's a very volatile environment in which to be forecasting.
Do you have too much influence over politicians making decisions?
I think politicians always base their decisions on a forecast from somebody. It used to be these forecasts were done inside the Treasury. In the UK, we made a decision to outsource those to the OBR. We did that 13 years ago. And I think our forecasting record turns out to be slightly better than the forecasting record of the Treasury when it was doing the forecasts back before 2010. We have lower forecast errors and also less biased forecasts than the Treasury used to produce.
But how confident are you inflation's actually going to fall to less than 3%?
I think there's a huge amount of uncertainty around the outlook for inflation, but it is the case that of the double-digit inflation that we're seeing at the moment, around half of that is coming from energy prices and food prices. And when you look ahead, there are a number of factors which ought to bring those prices down over the remainder of the year.
Do you think we'll ever see food prices coming down? Because the level of some things right now is astronomical compared to where they were even a few months ago.
Some of them may do, but you're right that our fundamental challenge as a country is that we are a net importer of food, we are a net importer of energy, and the prices of the things which we consume have been rising at twice the pace of the prices of the things which we produce. And that just means that as a country we are poorer, we are worse off, because our wages can't keep pace with the prices of the things like energy, like food, which are setting global markets and have been rising a lot faster than the prices of the things which we produce.
And how would you describe the overall state of the economy?
I think we're seeing clearly the biggest squeeze on living standards we face in this country on record. But we do expect, as we get past this year and we go into the next 3 or 4 years, that real incomes start to recover. But it's still the case that people's real spending power doesn't get back to the level it was before the pandemic, even after 5 years, even by the time we get to the late 2020s.
That's so grim, though. You're saying it might be another 5 or even 6 years until people start feeling better off again.
That's right, based on our latest forecast, and it's partly because UK growth has been held back by a range of supply constraints on some of the key drivers of growth. We've lost around 500,000 people from the labour force, we've seen stagnant investment since 2016, and also our productivity has slowed dramatically since the financial crisis and not really recovered.
How much stronger would the economy be if we'd stayed in the EU?
We think that in the long run, it reduces our overall output by around 4% compared to had we remained in the EU.
How would you describe 4%, though? Would that be the equivalent of another conflict or a smaller pandemic?
I struggle to put it in any kind of sensible context. I mean, it's a shock to the UK economy of the order of magnitude of the sorts of other shocks that we've seen from the pandemic, from the energy crisis. Those have also had percentage point impacts on the level of output in 5-10 years' time.
Now, I want to ask you about one huge long-term issue. You've forecast if nothing's done to halt climate change, our debt to GDP ratio might rise to 289% of GDP by the end of the century. Now, that seems hard to imagine. What would that feel like?
So that would be the level of debt that we had basically at the end of the Second World War. So on a sort of cataclysm of that stage and consequences for the economy and consequences for the government finances of that sort of magnitude. So a lot of our economic model would cease to work. A lot of our infrastructure would end up being underwater or unusable. We would have housing which would be close to floodplains, which would be underwater. So the damage to the economy comes from the fact that the infrastructure that you've got ceases to be usable because it is too close to the water level, or global temperatures mean that things like UK agriculture become non-viable.
Our thanks to Richard Hughes. So let's dive straight in with Michael Gove. Welcome to you. You've just heard there the official number cruncher say that it might be 5 or 6 years before people really start to feel better off again. Do you think that's right?
We don't know. And I think, to be fair to Richard Hughes, he was very clear that forecasting is a very, very difficult exercise. I'm not going to criticise forecasters. I mean, I wrote a book called Michael Portillo, The Future of the Right, so I'm not very good at forecasting the future. But I do know that, as Richard quite rightly pointed out, we're dealing with the aftershocks of two, significant events. So both the war in Ukraine, first time we've had war on this scale on the continent of Europe since the Second World War, and the COVID pandemic, the biggest global health pandemic since the end of the First World War. They have had a huge effect on our economy and on others' economies.
But every country has had that, and this country has also had, as you heard Richard say there, a shock to the economy from the disruption of Brexit, which you backed. And what the impact of that is for people right now, not forecasting into the future, is a very serious squeeze on living standards. Now, by any measure, notwithstanding the fact that you've had to cope with all sorts of different things. By any measure, the Conservatives have been in charge for 13 years. So is it a failure that our viewers this morning are living through the biggest drop in living standards on record?
No, and to be fair, both in your question and in what Richard Hughes said, that context was provided. And this government, Rishi Sunak, has ensured that we've taken action to help people with the cost of living. So the steps that were taken, both in the recent budget, but even before that, have helped people through this difficult time. So we have a windfall tax.
I can't literally cope anymore with this entire cost of living. Oh, God, honestly. Like, the fact that's even, like, a conversation in my vernacular. Cost of living. I mean, shit. I grew up poor, no offense. Like, you can tell by my voice. I'm a Scouse. Cost of living. I've never, ever, honestly, contemplated being in a country where we had food banks. I mean, let's just put it where it is, shall we? Like, in fucking real terms, with real people who bother to listen to my fucking streams, even though they're like, can you shut up and don't interrupt the stream? I don't stream it. If you want to watch the show, go fucking pay a TV license. I don't care. I literally don't. Not once in my fucking life when I was growing up, even though I was poor, did anybody in their wildest dreams say food bank. Just saying. Even under Margaret goddamn Thatcher, there was never a food bank. I mean, you're poor, great, I get it, right? But the entire point of food bank, and like that's a thing. It's like, it's a thing to have a food bank. It's a thing. That's mental. And people just go, oh yeah, you know, the government shit, blah de blah, and yeah, no, it's not. And they brag, oh, we're the 5th biggest country, not country, but you know, economically wise, so, which is not true, probably like 7th or some shit. I think California is actually bigger than the United Kingdom. But anywho, pardon me, I digress. Are you kidding me? Food banks? Like, when I watch Liverpool play whoever, I just think, why is this a thing? Why have we got food banks in our country? Why have we got such shitty people running our country? I don't care if you vote Conservative or Labour at this point. I really don't. What is the calibre of the people who we elect is my problem. Like, they couldn't run a piss up in a brewery at this point, and I'm just thinking, wow. Just wow. Have we lowered our standards that much that we literally vote for any clown at this point to just be in government? It's fucking sad. It really... England... We need to start watching more Monty Python. I'm just saying, because I think whatever's happened in the media is literally as a detriment to people. You know what? I speak to people actually and they say, well, I don't know about politics. Therein lies the problem, innit? There literally lies the problem. If you don't know who the leader of the opposition is and you have the right to vote, we're in some deep, troubling times. Like, we are. Like, I watched a video the other day when I was streaming, and that guy said, Professor Matt something, and he was like, oh yeah, I run a, what you call it, a fucking, might not be in a big one, what you call it, I don't know, fucking, I forgot what to call them, whatever's, anywho, point being is, I don't know who Keir Starmer is. What fucking planet do you live on, you tramp, and you got the right to vote? Oh, fuck you, fuck my life.
On oil and gas companies, so that some of the...
Which you fought against to begin with, and then took the policy from the Labour Party.
Not quite, because the Labour approach would have been different from ours. But anyway, he took the firm but fair step of making sure that we would ensure that companies which were benefiting actually as a result of the conflict paid their fair share to help people with their energy bills, and people's energy bills are broadly half what they would otherwise have been as a result of what Rishi and Jeremy have done. But those aren't the only steps that we've taken. We've also taken the for me, difficult and unpalatable decision to increase taxation on other businesses in order to help people through these difficult times as well.
But Richard Hughes has said very plainly to us, we are poorer. We are a poorer country. So if we're having a really honest conversation about this with our audience this morning, do you accept that we are a poorer country than we were going to be?
Well, everyone, I think, accepts, yes, that if we hadn't had the war, the impact that it's had, as we've heard, on fossil fuel prices and on other supplies as well, including food, if we hadn't had the COVID pandemic, then we would have been in a position where our growth rate...
Or the fact that we had Liz Truss as the Prime Minister, who wants to give tax breaks to the 1%. I mean, these people live on, like, the fucking Twilight Zone. It's like, I can only take so much when I stream these programs, I swear to God. Like, you're going to go, why are you talking over it? Because I fucking can, for a start. It's my fucking channel, and I will speak on whatever the fuck I want. It's just bizarre that people watch these programs and listen to this clown, who was literally a fucking robot anyway. Michael Gove, who looks like Pob from Channel 4 from the fucking 80s. I mean, come on. And he's trying to tell you who stabbed Boris Johnson in the back, and now he's a minister. Wonder why. Whatever. You can't make this shit up. And these fuckers get voted into power. Are you mad? And you wonder why the country's in a fucking colossal mess. These fuckers don't even speak English. Like, honestly, they just don't speak English. Like, to any normal person in the street, these twats don't even answer questions. Did you watch Question Time when I streamed it the other day? The fucking guy literally couldn't answer the question. And the fucking person who's literally, her job is to ask questions said, you're not answering the question? Are you wondering why your fucking country sucks fucking dicks? Not that's a bad thing, but I'm just saying it's like, metaphorically speaking, it's shit. Can you stop voting for fucking retards, please, for the love of fucking God, even though I don't believe in one? Please? It's weird. It's like... I'm trying to think of an analogy which won't get me banned from YouTube at this point. Oh, Jesus wept. Honestly, why? Just why? I want to know why people think this clusterfuck of a government, to be fair, recent governments, is a good idea in terms of how people think personalities equals good at their job. Like, I can literally type with my eyes closed faster than Michael Gove can speak. Do you understand that? Would I get a job in the fucking cabinet? No. I bet this fucking cunt doesn't even know what HTTP stands for. Most people don't. Right? You'd have to Google that shit. It's bizarre. We give people jobs who are not even remotely qualified, and we call them MPs. It's like a personality fucking contest or whatever, and then we give them jobs. And then what do they do when they get on TV? Literally bullshit you to death. And then you got Question Time, and they're like, "You're bullshitting us." No shit, there, Sherlock Holmes. No shit. This country's fucked. We need a better caliber of people who actually want to run. You know what I want? The scummy twats who actually live in actual places that actually exist. Not these random ass twats. Because they just don't make any sense. Can we stop voting for Labour and Conservative? Can we do that? That would be a good thing. Because they all sound like robots when they're in a party. Right? Like the Labour Party. They all sound the same. Or we can't answer questions because you need to listen to the party. You can't have your own fucking brain apparently. You can't come up with your own bright ideas. No. Fucking, honestly, this country's fucked. And so am I, thankfully. In a different kind of way. But I would still do a better job than Michael fucking Gove. Gobshite.
It was significantly higher.
But is that also a reflection on the government? I mean, you say there that the government has spent billions trying to
Yeah.
help people. That is true, but they have spent billions on an energy policy, for example, that has helped every single household in the land. Perhaps that support might have been better targeted at the people who really need it. There are 4 million children living in poverty, more than 2 million people using food banks. For the first time, we've had those official figures. Surely, Michael Gove, you must accept that the government has some...
Again, it's official. People use food banks. On what fucking planet do you live on, Larua Kuensbssberg? It's official. People use food banks. Since fucking when? I mean, are you mad? She's just as much as a fucking idiot as the person she's interviewing. Listen to her questions, people. Just put yourself, if you was Larua Kuensbssberg, right, who gets paid 220 grand a year, whatever the fuck it is. Clearly, she's not asked about inflation. She doesn't need a fucking food bank, the stupid cunt. Even though the ironic part is, we pay her wages. Just saying. Whatever. Oh, God, where was I? Oh, yeah, she's a cunt. Imagine being in her position, asking Michael Gove questions. Michael Gove, how much do you earn a year? Oh, I don't. 90 grand. What do you do? I talk shit. Great. Good for you. Do you have a pension? Yes, I do. Like Liz Trust. OMG.
responsibility for that, and there is an element of failure in allowing people in this country to live in that way.
Well, we can always do better, yes, and one of the...
Yeah, we can do better. We can make people less scrubby. Yeah, we can make people less shitty. We can make them less slaves. But we're busy all getting paid 90 grand a year for talking shit. But please, Michael Gove, explain the economics of the world to me, which is called capitalism, where if you're capitalist, the Bank of England will print you money for free. But if you're broke, pull your bootstraps up, go to work, stop being a whiny bitch. Right? Isn't that what they tell you, ladies and gentlemen? If you go to work or you don't have a job and you're in predicaments, you're disabled maybe, shit happens. No, try harder, you fucking tramp. But if you're a company, we'll give you money and we'll just print it from thin air. Just like, you know, that crazy bank that existed in America that literally got bailed out by everybody. Yeah, that one. Oh, but that's fine because that's economically strategic. For who? The rich people. Yeah, I forgot. Silly me. Twat.
We're doing more on childcare in order to make it easier for both parents to work, or either parent to work. We're taking steps to change the pension rules so that more people who've been retiring early, particularly those in the NHS...
And the very, very wealthy will be able to have a tax break from the government. That's not about helping people at the bottom.
It helps the economy grow, and it helps cut...
Right. I know people are going to be like, why are you talking over the show all the time? You normally never... I do. But you ask me, what's your point, bro? What's your point? I thought this was the BBC and, like, you just stream it for free because, well, I'm entitled because it's the internet. Can I just tell you something really quickly? This shit's free because I stream it illegally. I'm just saying. This shit isn't free. If you live in the United Kingdom, it's free. Not. Because you need a TV license. If you're watching this and you're not paying a TV license, then I'm basically pirating the BBC. So you're getting my commentary for free as well. So hold your horses before you start complaining in the chat or whatever. Or even in the comment section. Anywho, point being is, these fucking clowns talking all this shit. And it's mad. When I went to school as a wee young lad, and I'm pretty old, no offense. I am old. I've got grey hairs on my ball sack, so I'm pretty old at this point. I remember the good old days when they used to tell us about economics in school. And I always remember, I think I was about like 7, give or take, probably 6 or 7. And they showed me a video of these kids literally getting killed in Manchester picking cotton from under the cotton picking things or whatever the fuck they were, you know, the little mills or whatever. And there was this other guy who had his own school, and he was very famous. Famous guy. I was like, why is he famous? He made a school. Like, oh, that's cool, isn't it? He made a school. I'm sat in one. I thought, well, okay, you know, that's cool. Oh, no, 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 no. Why did this guy have a school? Because all the peasants that he hired kept killing themselves. That cost him a lot of money. So he had the bright idea, because he was actually articulate and rich. He could actually read and write, etc. So he thought, I've got a great idea. I'll teach my little plebs, servitude plebs, clearly, how to read the signs to say, don't put your fingers in the fucking machines. Do you understand how fucking funny that is? You don't go to school to be educated. You go to school to get a job, which means you're a servitude bitch of somebody else. If you ever think you go to school literally to be enlightened, you're very mistaken. And these fuckers tell you that you require a job. Like, think about this. Like, back in the day, you could own your own land and have cows, chickens, whatever it is. Not anymore. You live in an open prison. That's what you live in right now. Open prison. You don't have a choice but to be in servitude of debt. Look up the word slave in the dictionary. It's funny. It says the word debt. That's what you are. You are indebted to the system. Well, you can't change the system. Yeah, we can. We can stop paying interest on loans. I mean, first of all, we shouldn't have loans anyway because that's fucking weird. If a government can print money from thin air and then tell you the price of any commodity, there goes the word barter out the window. And people are like, well, barter doesn't work. Yes, it does. We had it before. It was called the gold standard. Just don't have that anymore either. This entire thing called capitalism is a fucking illusion. It just literally is. And people are on strike. Well, we gotta fucking deal with inflation. You think a poor person having more money in their pocket to play the game called Monopoly is gonna cause inflation? Or do you think the problem is all the rich people playing with your pension? Let me just say that one more time so you understand what I just said. All the rich people are playing with your debt. You see, your debt is an asset, technically speaking. They loan that to somebody else and make money on your debt. So if you got, like, I don't know, credit card or whatever, or a mortgage, they say, well, we can make money from that debt. And they trade your debt on the stock market as an asset. And then when interest rates go up, whoops. Oh boy, it gets complex at that point. The entire thing that we live in is a fucking illusion. And you know what the sad part is? Nobody's literally saying the emperor has no clothes. Nobody is willing to say this. The emperor has no clothes. The entire system's just an illusion. It's broken. Has been for ages. Broke. But everybody persists in thinking it's gonna. No, it's not. Go read Karl Marx. Go read any actual economist worth their salt. Capitalism is dead and has been for a long time. These fuckers are put on life support with your money, your sweat, your blood, and your tears. Look, how the fuck do you get billionaires in a system that's meant to be fair and balanced? That sounds like a Fox News program to me. You having a laugh. The free market isn't free. They keep saying that to you on the news. It's the free market. Really? Go look up the companies who own the free market. Then go and look up all the biggest companies on the planet. Go and look it up. Nestle, all these motherfuckers, BlackRock. Go look them up. Apple. They got more money than you can possibly imagine. Do you see them doing anything with global warming or anything like that? No. So these fuckers create the agenda and then make you think, oh, okay, whatever. Give you a good example. ICP report. Global warming. Okay, sounds great. Did you include the sun in your ICCP report? As a scientist or someone who likes science, did you include the sun in why the fucking world's getting hot? No. What? Hold on a minute. So you didn't include the sun in the fact that global warming's a thing? No. That's pretty mad. You know, in the 1500s, you could literally ice skate across the Thames. Why was that? Because of the sun? It wasn't fucking global warming. The fucking sun. The fucking elephant in the room. They don't even include in a scientific report about global warming. That's bizarre. And that is actually a fact. Which is weird. That's weird. Whatever. Anyway. Let's listen to this claptrap bullshit that I have to listen to all the time. And yeah, you're getting mad. Oh, don't talk over the show. Fuck off. Go watch it on fucking BBC. Get a TV license. Don't care.
Waiting lists, which is an absolutely critical thing. But more broadly, what we're also doing is making sure that we target support on the poorest to help them through this cost of living crisis.
When it comes to
everything from additional support for the very poorest through things like the People Premium in the school.
One of the things that was not in the budget, though, was more support for people with housing costs. Now, this is your brief.
Yes.
And I want to ask you specifically, you know, we heard one of our contributors in this studio last week say there was nothing in the budget on housing. And we've heard this week from BBC viewers and also from the official statistics that rents are going up.
Yes.
Very significantly. We've heard anecdotal evidence of rents sometimes going up by 20, 25, even 30%. Is it acceptable for landlords to be putting rent up above inflation?
Most circumstances, no.
And what are you going to do about landlords who are doing that?
Well, we're bringing forward reforms a little bit later this year, in just a couple of months' time, actually, to look at how the private rented sector can be better regulated. We're not talking about rent freezes or rent caps, but we are talking about protection for tenants. At the moment, there is a situation where tenants can be evicted without any fault on their part, and some, a tiny minority, of unscrupulous landlords are using the threat of eviction in order to jack up rents and to victimise tenants. Now, it's important that we recognise, as your question does, that a healthy private rented sector is absolutely vital to making sure that people have the right home at the right place at the right time, but we do need to make sure that we protect tenants from unscrupulous landlords, even as we also give landlords the power to get rid of antisocial tenants as well.
And do you think, just briefly, that there are landlords, some of them right now, who are profiteering, who are using the context of what's going on to make profit at the expense of their tenants?
In every market, there will always be actors who will attempt to exploit circumstances in their interests, not in the public interest, yes.
Now, tomorrow, the government is going to make some announcements on antisocial behaviour. The Prime Minister will be at an event announcing things, I believe. It might feel familiar to viewers to hear a Prime Minister say, aha, I'm going to crack down on offenders, I'm going to crack down on what they might say are jobs in our city centres. And it feels familiar because it is familiar, because Boris Johnson announced this kind of thing. Dominic Raab went and posed with people with high-vis vests on. David Cameron announced this sort of thing. Even Tony Blair back in the day promised that he would be marching yobs, as he called it, to cash points to take money out to pay their fines immediately. This is a rebranding exercise, isn't it? More than anything else?
It's a comprehensive plan which will both see more uniformed officers in hotspot areas where crime is a particular problem and antisocial behaviour blights lives, and faster justice, which will see people who've been responsible for damaging the area in which they live repair the fabric, the social, the civic fabric of the communities that they've undermined. And it will also see investment in making sure that there are alternative activities for young people and that we divert people away from antisocial behaviour before it occurs.
And yes or no, will there be extra money to do this? Or
Yes, £160 million.
Well, that's not a huge amount of money if you look at how pressed some of the services are. Now, antisocial behaviour is serious when it happens to people, but if you look at the latest crime survey for England and Wales, the level of antisocial behaviour is actually going down, while at the same time, we hear all the time about record waits for prosecutions, terrible rates of prosecutions for very serious crimes like rape and violent crime. Is this really the best use of government money and really the right priority to have when serious crimes, many people in this country would feel right now, are going unpunished?
Well, I think you have to do both. You have to walk and chew gum. So if you were to go to Willenhall or any of the communities that Andy serves in the West Midlands and say to them, look, antisocial behaviour, not much of a problem, is it? I think you get a pretty tart response. It is the case that there are communities across this country where people feel their high street has been damaged because of the behaviour of thugs and yobs. They feel that they can't walk at night, women and girls in particular, in public spaces because of intimidatory behaviour. We do need to deal with that. It is the case that if you want investment in those areas, then you need to make sure that the pride that people feel in their communities is reflected in an orderly public space, and that means that you need to deal with antisocial behaviour. You are right, however, that we also need to do more in order to ensure the faster prosecution of very serious crimes. And again, the work that Rishi and Dominic Raab have undertaken has seen a significant increase in the number of people being prosecuted and the faster prosecution
From
for rape and serious sexual
low levels
offences.
that have caused a lot of distress to victims.
Well, it is the case that the period of time between someone reporting an offence and the eventual sentence being passed for rape and serious sexual offences was far too long. It was a failure of the criminal justice system. But it is an issue that Dominic Raab has.
No, it wasn't. It was a failure of the fucking government. You see the way they blame like the institutions or whatever. It's not. It's you. We've had the Tories for 13 years. You fucking cockwomble. It's your fault, bro. Just look at the fucking. Oh my God! Look at the record of this government. Like, I don't like Tony Blair. He should be in jail. For, like, no jokes. Tony Blair should be in jail for blowing up Iraq. I'm not gonna lie about that. Like, Tony Blair was the best prime minister we've had in modern times, apart from one massive mistake, which is fucking blowing up a country that had fuck all to do with 9/11. Facts. Fucking facts. Saddam Hussein's gonna blow us up in 45 minutes. Anybody remember that? I'm pretty sure everybody does, right? You know what happened to Tony Blair in the next election? He fucking won. Now, I don't know what that says about the people or our politicians at that point. Pretty sure it says more about the people than the politicians. Same thing with Brexit. Most normal, rational people would think, hey, you know, we live in a world and we should be in the EU, etc. Britain. Oh, whatever. I don't know why I'm getting into it. I really don't. I don't even know why I'm even talking over this fucking program, honestly. I should just shut up, really, and just not be bothered. But I am bothered. I'm bothered that people don't pay attention to politics. I'm sick of people just watching it and not paying attention to the absolute bullshit that comes out of their mouths. Fuck. It's depressing, you know. As someone who's like paid attention to politics since like he was a small wee lad, i.e. Margaret Thatcher took my milk, or whatever. Why doesn't anybody else pay attention to politics? Well, you know, not really none of my business, blah, blah. I don't care. No, you should care, man. You should care about politics. You should. It's deadly serious. Deadly serious. I don't understand the way people can just think you can get lied to and that's okay. Get robbed and that's okay. Like, if someone lied to you and robbed you in the street, would that? No, it wouldn't. But these fuckers do it on the TV. And that's, no, it's not. It's not okay at all. I stream this shit because I want you to listen. I don't need to watch the show and think, oh, that's what they're just telling your ass. I want you to fucking pay attention. The only reason why I stream politics is for you to pay attention. Not because it's fucking free and I'm doing a service, you tramps. There's plenty of YouTube channels, literally, that will do that for you. Give you the same old shit and no commentary. I mean, to be fair, I've done it for a while because people complained. Oh, you shouldn't talk over your fucking stupid shit. It's my show. It's not the BBC show, motherfucker. It's mine. It literally is. I hate these lying cunts. And if it's the Labour Party, I would do the same thing. It's not that I hate the Conservatives, which I do. I hate lying cunts. I just do. I paid attention at school about propaganda. I read a lot of books. I don't like people who lie, obfuscate, bullshit people just to make them feel happy. Tell people the truth. We print money from thin air and all the rich people get it. And the rest of you are fucking plebs. Fucking idiots.
Addressed, and it requires everyone from the police who are responsible, obviously, through to the Crown Prosecution Service and the courts working back.
Which you literally cut with your bright idea of austerity, right? Austerity was a choice, ladies and gentlemen. When the banks decided to rob your pension funds, no jokes, that's exactly what they did. They can't gamble with anything. All that money that you pay into your insurance policies or whatever, that's what broke the banks in 2008. And your mortgages, because they give them away to people who couldn't afford them. But mainly pensions robbed you blind and then gave the banks back their money. And they told you capitalism is about a free market. My nan said, if you can't be in business, you shouldn't be in business. These fuckers went broke and we bailed them out. Taxpayers' money. Are you taking the piss? And you know the same banks that they told you that are regulated, they're even more bigger than they was before. Too big to fail. Go and look up HSBC. Go and look up the leverage of banks. Credit Suisse is 7 times bigger than the literal country it's based in. Credit Suisse. The one that just failed. That got bought by UBS. That got bailed out somehow by a loan from a tiny little country. A tiny little country. Sweden. Tiny ass country. Bailed out a bank that's 7 times the gross national product. Like, that thing is bigger, 7 times bigger than Sweden. One bank, Credit Suisse. Like, let that sink in. These banks have more money than you can possibly imagine. But how do they have money? If money is anything that's intrinsic, one would ask. It's a fucking illusion, as I said before. The whole entire game that we're playing is broke. Hail to the French who want to throw fucking fire bombs. Good on them. And I support every fucking cunt in England who wants to go on strike. We are being mugged off in the West. In the United Kingdom, you would rather be a pleb in the medieval times than be an actual person in 2023. That's the distance between the rich and the poor. People say, fuck the royal family. Motherfucker, fuck rich people in general. Just saying. These fuckers have got more money than they can count. And you're scraping and going on riots and strikes for pennies. You're trying to pick peanuts out of shit at this point. Like, and these fuckers, this cunt, and many like him will literally go on TV and tell you the sun is shining out of your ass. Are you kidding me? But that's what propaganda is. The fourth branch of the government is the media. As nobody paying attention to this shit. The media is propaganda. Literally. Don't take this shit for granted. Like, I watch this stuff and I'm just like, I'm amazed that people don't like watch it the way I do. They watch it like it's serious. No, it isn't. You should have your big spectacles on and be critical. I get all these like comments sometimes. The BBC's left wing, the BBC's right wing. Nah, brah. The BBC is an institution run by the very people who own the government. You know, the Prime Minister appoints the head of the BBC. Why is that? I wonder why that is. Isn't that like a conflict of interest? Why would the government want to appoint the head of the BBC? I don't know. Fuck knows. Why did the head of Newsnight get a job as, I don't know, Theresa May's fucking person? I don't know. All these fuckers, which is funny, know each other. They all go to the same school. Maybe. They all know each other. This is the mad bit as well. It's like you think, oh, they don't know each other. Yes, they do. They all went to school together. Have you seen the picture of Boris Johnson and David Cameron, the Bullingdon boys? No? Yes? Maybe? They know exactly what they're doing. We're plebs. Let's get this shit straight, ladies and gentlemen. We're the plebs. They're the ruling class. When people say there's no such thing as class, fuck you. There is. There's the rich and the poor. There's no kings and queens. We got rid of them. What did we replace them with? Politicians. Even worse. At least you could chop a king and a queen's head off, like they did in France. These fuckers? No, no, no. Oh, you can't. You're not allowed to be mad at your politicians. It's antisocial behaviour. Fuck that shit.
Better together. One of the problems that we've had in our criminal justice system is that each of them have operated in silos. We haven't had a system. One of the things about our antisocial behaviour action plan is that it is an example of systems thinking because it brings together police, local government and the justice system.
And it will be interesting to see the plans in full tomorrow. But part of that, we understand, is that laughing gas, which some people use to give them a high, is set to be banned.
Yes.
Now, is that true? And why are you doing that when the independent panel that looks at these things on behalf of the government says it's disproportionate to ban it?
Well, we're doing it because if you walk through any urban park, you will see these little silver canisters, which are the evidence of people regarding public spaces as arenas for drug taking. That is unacceptable. People should feel that those spaces are being looked after in a way which means that they are safe for children, that they are not the recourse for people who want to engage in this sort of antisocial behaviour. This drug is one that can have an intoxicating and potentially...
Don't know, a bit like cocaine in the House of Commons. No. Yeah, no.
damaging effect on young brains and young nervous systems. So we need to stop it. The advisory committee offers advice, but ministers ultimately decide. And Rishi Sunak and the Home Secretary have been...
Free the weed. I remember the good old days when the Lib Dems used to go, yeah, make weed legal. Remember that? Is anybody my age where the Liberal Democrats used to actually say we should decriminalise cannabis? Imagine how much money the government would make if you could go down to your local shop and buy a spliff. Imagine. No jokes though, honestly. There was a because I actually watch a lot of American politics as well. I think it was Maryland. I could be mistaken. Or Maine or Maryland. It began with M anyway. They legalized cannabis. Oh, okay, no, they didn't legalize it. They decriminalized it, and then they made it legal. They had so much money the literal governor of the state was like, literally, we've got no idea what to do with all this money. They got no idea. Imagine getting that much money, you got no idea. So they just said, well, fuck it, we'll spend it on schools and shit. Which seems like a good idea. Educate the kids not to smoke cannabis, even though it makes us tons of money or whatever. To be fair, if you look at the generation millennials or whatever, a lot of, like, not my age clearly because I'm old, but a lot of people who are a lot younger than I am, they don't want to smoke anyway. They don't like the smell of it. I mean, some of them want to get high, but the vast majority just don't like the idea of smoking anyway. So, good luck. The vaping thing is a bit weird. I think that's just smokers, you just a bunch of pussies. Just smoke. Don't vape. You've got problems if you vape. But the point is, anyway, off on a tangent there. Legalize weed, man. I would. I wouldn't legalize crack or anything because that's crazy. But what I would do, I would do what Portugal did. I would make it decriminalized, and then I would try and give people help, kind of thing. Like, don't lock people up for being. I would treat it as a mental health issue, right? So if you're addicted to drugs, because a lot of people who drink like me or whatever, or take drugs, that's not actually your fault. I know it sounds strange, like that's a cop out. It's not. You've actually got an underlying issue, which is an addictive personality, which I didn't even know about, honestly. I really didn't until I got older. But you can have an addictive personality. No one's ever told you, and you can take drugs. And it's not that the drugs addictive. Your personality makes it worse, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So I would treat it like a mental health issue. I'm pretty sure, if you get enough counselling or whatever, you can come off it. But I don't think locking people up for getting high is the right approach. Prohibition never worked in the United States, ever. More people took fucking shit than they fucking did when it was fucking legal. So why bother? You might as well just make it legal, or not make it legal, but don't put people in jail. Say, okay, you got to issue, and then have a service, charge tax, clearly, I know a lot of people don't like paying tax, well, whatever. We live in a capitalist society, don't you know? So, just, try and work it out that way. It worked in Portugal. Their fucking crime rate went, like, shut down straight away. Not because people were, like, not on crack or whatever. It's just they weren't robbing anybody because they could get help, because the government was providing help. And I think that's the best way. Like I said, it's like it should be treated as health instead of crimes. I mean, the only people why people take drugs and that shit anyways, because they're fucking poor. Eat the rich.
Clear, and I agree with them, that we need to draw a line. There tends to be this approach that, oh, it's only minor, or, let people let off steam. No, these are public spaces that should be safe and orderly. Once you begin to retreat from these public spaces, once you say anything goes, then, as we know, what appears...
Yeah, we will find Michael Gove in a rave, right? As we know. Look what happens when we let the Tory party vote for their own Tory party leader. We get Liz Truss, and we owe 50 billion quid. Like, people's mortgages went up by like 10%, which is a lot if you're paying a mortgage. Just saying. That's a lot of cash. Where's the government saying, oh, by the way, we owe you a fuck ton of money on your... No, they didn't. They didn't say that at all, did they? No. Not going to mention Liz Truss, the forgotten one. I want the Labour Party, please, Labour, fucking remind every fucking stupid cunt in this country who was the Prime Minister and who put her in power. The Tories cost us 50 billion quid. 50 billion smackaroons. That's what what's that? Wait, the NHS cost 80 billion a year. She cost the country 50 billion overnight with her budget. That's a lot of money. She could have paid for like the NHS nearly for 1 year. Let that sink in. She cost the country 50 billion quid for no reason whatsoever other than opening her fucking mouth. 50 billion quid. And the pension pot nearly went broke at the same time. The Bank of England had to intervene and reassure the fucking borrowers on our pension pots that we didn't turn into a banana republic, even though technically we are at this point, because we're run by these fucking clowns. Like, if this was any other country and you was looking in, the fucking UN would be stepping in saying, you need to change government because you're a bunch of corrupt cunts. If these fuckers were black, honestly, no jokes, if this was Uganda and these fuckers were black, we'd be sending in our troops to say, slow down, lads, calm down. You can't rape and pillage. It's not, what's that mad country called that we used to own? I'm sorry. I was going to say New Zealand. It's not New Zealand. Jesus Christ. Zimbabwe. Anywho. Yeah.
To be small infringements turn into a greater degree of lawlessness. There's a theory, the so-called broken windows theory, that describes this behaviour. If you tolerate low-level disorder, then you lose the attractiveness and security that everyone has a right to expect in public spaces.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Like your government. If we allow your shitty government to keep doing low-level criminality, what's the point? Oh wait, you got Boris Johnson as the Prime Minister. I mean, you can't make this shit up, can you really? It's like a Rubik's fucking cube of like mental fucking strenuousness. I should have just went to university and studied political science. I probably just like when they said do an essay, I probably just would have like just fuck off as my like essay, or I don't really call it in university. Never been. Not that way inclined, as you can tell. Point being is these are fucking clowns, proper ones, but they say mad shit, don't they? They say really mad shit. I mean, I've read a lot of Noam Chomsky. I didn't go to university though, and I do like me philosophy. These guys chat bollocks, a lot of bollocks. Makes no sense at all. Much like my football team at this point. No sense.
Okay, well, the Prime Minister will give more detail on all of that tomorrow. But I just want to ask you about some big characters and some big changes that are happening in the political landscape at the moment. Nicola Sturgeon's last morning in the office is tomorrow. What do you think her biggest achievement is?
Keeping the Tories in power. That's what Nicola Sturgeon's biggest achievement is. Keeping Labour from being an actual government. In case anybody doesn't know, or you're fucking stupid at this point. I've said this and I'll say it again. Scottish people who vote SNP are the reason why we have the Tories. Because of our electoral map. Now you're going, what? Stizzy boo? What are you talking about? In the United Kingdom, we have this weird thing called an electoral map. And it's disproportioned to Scotland, right? Whatever. I'm not going to go into the historics of it. If you look at how many people sit in the House of Commons and the representation and disrepresentation kind of how many seats there is, there's technically 54 seats available for the SNP, right? It takes a majority of 200 and fucking something to be elected as the government, give or take. Ever since the SNP got into power in Scotland, we've never had a Scottish government. Lol. We've never had a Labour government in the United Kingdom because of the SNP. The fact that Labour requires Scotland to win. Scotland, I don't even think Scottish people know this fact, which I don't understand because nobody ever talks about it. Ever. Nobody says, how does the map of the United Kingdom actually work when it comes to actually voting? I mean, everybody knows how the electoral map in the United States works, apparently, if you're savvy, because they've got an electoral college. Well, we kind of have the same in the United Kingdom, right? We have little mad seats with disproportionate, like you could have a little tiny seat with like loads of votes, and a big fucking Yorkshire or some shit with like 2 votes or whatever, right? So if you look at England, the vast majority of votes in England are Tory held seats until you get up north, right? Apart from London, London's a little Labour pocket. But up north, red wall, bullshit, right? Whatever. They're normally red voters, but nobody thinks, what about that other mad country called Scotland, which has 54 seats? When Labour won the last election by a landslide, they won it because they won Scotland. Just so you know. So, when Labour got into power, and they give devolution to Scotland and shit, the SNP became popular because for some reason the Scottish thought, well, to be fair, everybody thought Labour and the Tories were the same, but that's the media spiel. You gotta understand, the media will always say there's a thin line between Labour and Tories when it actually isn't. If you pay attention, it isn't. But the media always like to say that because if you watch the BBC, that's their job. Their job is to have guests who are cranks. They say they're independent, but they're not, kind of thing. They'll always say, well, we have to be fair and balanced, like Fox News or some shit, when the fuck are not really. Anyway, point being is, Scotland, SNP, since they've been in power, Labour's never. Okay, it's a mad thing. People don't know this shit. When Jeremy Corbyn was literally running to be Prime Minister, who actually lost Labour that election? It wasn't England. You know who it was? Scotland. Scotland sent 13 MPs, Conservative MPs, to the House of Commons. Not England. So when anybody who's SNP says to you, we hate the Tories, yeah, you're the one keeping them in power, mate. And I can literally show you that. Because I know this, because before Brexit happened, and after Brexit, and the next election, in fact, Brexit happened and then election, I predicted on my other channel that died, I said, the red wall is going to die. And it did. And people didn't even believe me. I just showed you a map of England, or the United Kingdom. I said, this is what happened with Brexit. There's the vote. And this is the general election, right? Are you fucking stupid? They're going to all vote for the Tories because they want Brexit. That's the only way the Tories won the last election. Brexit. That's the only reason why they're still in power. Brexit. And they've literally clung on to power. How many prime ministers have we had? 3, 4, fuck knows, right? And why are they in power? Brexit. Since then. Or they would have been defunct already. They said Jeremy Corbyn was a Russian spy, of all things. Russian spy. You've got to be very careful of the media in this country. Mainly because they're all right-wing and rich. And then you get people going, oh, they're woke. They're all woke. Okay, yeah, if you say so. We're woke. While people go to food banks under this government. Nobody went to a food bank under Tony Blair. That's a fact. Or Gordon Brown, who literally fucking sold our gold reserves. They're cheap. But you know what he didn't do? Crash the economy twice. The Tories have literally killed our economy about 4 times. Nobody tells you that they've done that. We lost our AAA rating twice under the Tories. Twice AAA rating. Is that in the newspapers? No. They crashed the economy and they have the cheek to say, do you think the Tories can win the next election? Are you mad? They're putting the idea that's even feasible in your mind. That the Tories might win the next election. Might. Are you on crack?
thing is
Are
what
you-
every member of parliament does for their constituents. So you can have people who are both members of parliament but also do other work. So Maria Caulfield, my colleague, is a nurse alongside being a health
My question
minister.
is that whether or not you think they're worth £10,000 a day as a former cabinet minister and somebody like Kwasi Kwarteng, who essentially had to
10 grand a day? What?
but is conceptually, are they worth £10,000 a day in your view?
I'm not a commentator.
Okay, I just want to say, 10 grand a day. Okay, I'm not gonna shit on footballers. Do footballers get paid 10 grand a day? I mean, you have to be Lionel Messi to get paid 10 grand a day, bro. Like, hold on. Why do you get 10 grand a day? 10,000 pounds a day. That's literally half the median wage for the I wouldn't say low skilled worker, but let's say you work, I don't know, in a factory or some shit. Your average earnings like 20 odd grand a year. That's a day? How much you earning a year? 120 grand? Are you having a fucking laugh?
Help to ensure that
Wait, no, that's a day. How many days are in a year? What? What? I was thinking in a month. She said a day. Hold on, that's not a real calculation, is it? Is my math wrong there? Is my math wrong? A quarter. That's more than a quarter of a million a year, right? 365 days in a year, she gets paid 10 grand a day. I'm being generous at this point. How much?
My colleague Fiona Bruce asking a question time audience if any of them believed Boris Johnson when he was being questioned by MPs this week about what happened in Partygate. I just want to check with our panel. Did any of you believe Boris Johnson? Stick your hand up if you thought he was telling the truth.
I want to speak. Little rat boy over here. He's got something to say. Little rat boy. Go on, rat boy.
Did you believe what Boris Johnson said to MPs this week?
Oh, he said something and they cut him out. Did you see that? He said some shit there. Did anybody notice that? He had his mouth open like a fucking turtle, you little bastard.
a white lie or an untruth.
What? A white lie or untruth? What? What?
Looked at all of the evidence. But what was Boris's argument? He was working incredibly hard.
And getting pissed. Just saying.
He believed that saying...
Bro, I believe I'm a wizard. Doesn't make me one. It doesn't make me a wizard, though, does it? To be fair.
...of that job. Did he attend those events in...
Yes.
No.
He did. We literally got the pictures. He did attend events where they were literally getting pissed.
The Religious Committee to decide, for members of Parliament to decide, but I worked with Boris during that period, and I am inclined to...
And you also stabbed him in the back in the election to be Prime Minister. What makes you... Why? What? Who? Crackhead?
Talk about that interview and what else is making the news today with our panel. Now, Andy Street, I must ask you, you put your hand half up when we asked you three if you believe Boris Johnson this week. Can you explain it to the other two why you gave him half the benefit of the doubt?
It picks up exactly what Michael was saying. The critical word in that discussion was willfully. And I actually know, we all know, that what was done was wrong. But the question was it being done in an absolute planful way to deceive? And I do not believe that it...
Well, you can believe, but I don't believe Jesus actually made wine from water. Just say it. Based on the evidence.
It is a question of judgment, and I accept the willful point. But there's a time and a place in public service just to come clean and say mistakes were made. It felt here that mistakes were made.
Okay, right, let's get on to other subjects and other...
Yeah, people died and we was having a laugh with cakes.
Go trying to explain why the UK is in a fix.
Because we don't tax the rich, ladies and gentlemen. Why is the UK in such a shitty position? We don't tax all the billionaires or the corporations. Just saying. It's literally that simple. Now we're going to listen to a lot of spiel, but there's the facts. We don't tax the rich who've got all the fucking money in the world. And you can be like, well, shouldn't tax people for being successful. That's true. But there comes a point where you're like extremely successful, and to be fair, you can't count how much money you've got in the bank. So you should take a little bit of that and give it to poor people who want to actually make you or your company richer, maybe. Just saying, bottom up instead of top down. Trickle economics don't work, bitch. This ain't Margaret Thatcher and this ain't the 1970s. Get real.
So the ballot box, people want to know either politicians being honest with them about whose fault things were, and also how credible what they're offering to fix it is.
Yeah. Well, on the fixing part, absolutely there's a role for public policy through budgets and other stuff to try and repair the damage done to people's incomes as quickly as possible. As Richard said, right now...
By the Tories? By Liz Truss? Can anybody remember that we had Liz Truss as Prime Minister? Has everybody forgot that shit? 50 billion quid? Like, we had a war, well, we still got a war in the Ukraine, okay. I'm not really picking sides. Whatever. Inflation, because of, well, greedy corporations, clearly. That's why we get inflation, by the way. It's not because you ain't getting paid enough in your wages or you get paid too much in your wages. It's literally corporations price gouging after COVID because nobody's paying attention. Before COVID happened, you could buy a GPU for like a reasonable price, 400 quid, give or take, right? A computer would literally cost you, if you wanted to buy a computer, it would cost you about £1,000 to build it. I know, I build computers. COVID, every cunt wanted a computer. Work from home. Corporations, okay. The prices shot up. Corporations have gone, oh, well, if we can charge that much when they're all in need, pretty sure we can charge the same prices now. No. Nvidia is literally charging $750 for the fucking 4070. 4070. What? A 4080 literally is $1,200. As someone who actually bothered to go to school and make computer games, like literally, are you fucking mad? You don't need a graphics card that costs that much money. Buy a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox, which is half the price. Which is amazing. But yeah, you're getting fucking robbed. And I don't 2, 3, 4 weeks ago when I was streaming, the guy from Tesco, the chairman of Tesco with his little glasses, said, I'm being ripped off by my suppliers. I'm being price gouged by his own suppliers. He was getting ripped up. The guy who owns Tesco's, the #1 supermarket in the United Kingdom, was being ripped off, and he said, fucking no, don't try and rip me off. People are putting up their prices to make more money. That's what inflation is right now. It's not the fact that inflation's real, it's the fact that these dirty robbing bastards want to take all your money. Inflation's half the problem. I think 35% is inflation. The rest is just corporations just robbing you blind, basically. Give us more money. There's no shortage of something. COVID is dead, ladies and gentlemen. It has been for a while. The price of lithium just took a nosedive in fucking China. Are you taking the piss? Don't tell me I need to pay fucking $750 fucking dollars for a fucking graphics card. Fuck off. Or £90 for a loaf of bread. Shut up. People are getting robbed. If the head of Tesco's is telling you on this fucking same program the other week that he's being robbed, mugged, a giant multinational corporation is getting scammed by their suppliers, you're getting scammed too. Let that sink in. It's not all about inflation. It's about these dirty corporations wanting mega profits. And you're stupid and thinking, it's just inflation. No, it ain't. And then, the cheek of it is, they're going to say, your wages is going to cause inflation. Your wages? We haven't had a wage rise since fucking 2010. Are you taking the piss? Literally, you're taking the fucking piss? Wait, what?
think about what's really at the heart of it, what makes it special, and hold on to that.
But if it's losing money,
Yeah.
can it keep going in
So
the
you
same
have,
way?
So you have to address the underlying point. And this was ever the case in the John Lewis model over 150 years. If you can't go to the equity markets, you have to either trade your way through it. And of course, some of the best retailers at the moment, Next, Primark, Selfridges, all wonderfully successful businesses at the moment are proving that physical retail can still do that. And that's really the challenge to John Lewis and Waitrose.
Okay, well, maybe Sharon White was watching, I don't know, but I'm sure she'll hear it loud and clear, even if she's not watching right now. Now, Christiana, we've promised people some solutions for what you've talked about very clearly is the risk, not just to the economy, but to everything from climate change. Now, you're chair of the Earthshot Prize, the Prince and Princesses of Wales, casting around the globe for good solutions. Now, I understand, we see some beautiful pictures here of coral reefs, that actually some clever people have actually come up with a way of growing the coral, saving the coral, which its reduction we know is an environmental threat. Tell us about that.
Well, first let's understand why it's really important. Coral reefs actually represent the livelihood of 1 billion people around the world. They're also the home of 1/4 of all marine life. So they're basically the canary in the oceans. We have lost 50% of coral reefs already, and we stand the danger of losing up to 90% over the next 30 years. So we have to not...
Stop saying we lost them. We didn't lose them. We fucking killed them. You know, I read the Bible one time. It's funny. It said, Jesus died for your sins. It's like, oh, did Jesus die, bro? Fucking killed them on a cross. So hold on a minute. So he didn't die, did he, for our sins? You just murdered the poor guy, innit? You see, the funny thing about like humans, the Earth will be here. It was here before we were here, apparently, right? 4 billion years. We came about, I don't know, 3.2. Well, life did pretty quickly afterwards, and we showed up. Fuck knows when, a billion years or whatever. The planet will be fine. We're the fucking problem, ladies and gentlemen. The planet will be here. The fucking sun in the sky has been here for about 10 billion years, give or take. Do you honestly think the planet gives a fuck if we're here or not? It's bizarre the way humans think and their like mad escapade of egotism. Egotism. I like the way I said that. Egotistic fucking bullshit, right? The Earth will be fine. We won't be. The only thing that's going extinct, ladies and gentlemen, is us. Through our own fucking ignorance. That's it. There was a wonderful thing. Go to the British Museum. Beautiful place. Apart from Charles Darwin, bit of a tit. But if you walk through the beautiful British Museum, normally they have a massive fuck off dinosaur. That's us. But the only difference between us and the dinosaurs is the dinosaurs got hit by a giant rock. They weren't asking to be extinct or some shit. They got nailed by a rock. Sadly. Us, stupid cunts, we come up with every conceivable idea why we're better than everything else on planet Earth. I'm gonna extinguish ourselves. Through the fact that, one, we can't get along, which is madness considering we've been around for, I don't know, 250,000 years, give or take. Plus the Neanderthals. Don't even know how that works, but whatever. So we've been on the planet for fucking ages. And we still fucking invade each other. We spend more on trying to kill each other than we do on anything else. Imagine that. We spend literally trillions with a T, trying to either defend ourselves against somebody else or maybe fucking invading somebody else. The United States budget alone on weapons is £1 trillion a year. $1 trillion. That's a mad number. $1 trillion. It's actually 800 billion. It's still a lot of money, right? The United Kingdom spends more than the Russian Federation spends on its national defense. Imagine if the world decided, hey, let's put all that money together. We won't kill each other for at least, I don't know, 100 years. Let's all agree, 100 years we won't kill each other for 100 years. And, I don't know, let's colonize the fucking moon. Do something useful. I mean, I look at the pyramids. Glorious, massive thing that it is. It just actually looked glorious. You just look at it and you just think, how the fuck did you do that? And you know what? Nobody knows how the fuck they did it. Actually, nobody knows. We can guess, but nobody actually knows how they did it. The fucking pyramids. Can we do something like useful with our time instead of waiting for fucking Armageddon or some shit? Because everybody's like so fixated on Armageddon or some shite. Can we do something useful? You know, stop blaming Elon Musk for being rich as well. That's weird. Like, I'm a lefty, an anarchist, so to speak, and I'm sick and tired of people going, we should tax the tax the billionaires, but Elon Musk, at least he's doing something useful. The dude literally changed ICE cars into electric cars, like literally by himself. And he also gave us PayPal, but whatever. That's a different story altogether. And he says, let's be multi-planetary or some shit. Which is a good idea, because then you only live on one planet. Don't you know? I mean, I would rather live on 2 planets than 1. I'm just saying. It's like, evening your odds out a little bit. So yes, tax the billionaires. But don't tax billionaires who are actually doing something useful. And I wish the left would get off Elon Musk's dick, to be fair. Because you know what? I never seen people land on the moon, ever. Because I'm not that old, even though I am old. I'm not that old. But what I liked is seeing rockets come back from fucking space and landing on planet Earth. You've never seen that before in your life, ever, once. Did NASA do that? How long's NASA been a fucking thing for? Did NASA go, oh, maybe we should make reusable rockets? No. They didn't. They just wasted American taxpayers' money. Like right now, they're doing the exact same thing with Boeing. They give Boeing 4 billion quid, $4 billion of taxpayers' money, and they haven't done shit. SpaceX will take your rockets into space, 7, for a quarter of the price. No jokes. A quarter of the price. Elon Musk has sent, I don't know, how many astronauts is that? I think it's 16 already. 16 astronauts into space for a quarter of the price. Boeing hasn't sent fucking nobody to space. They got 4 billion quid. How much that? So don't rape on Elon Musk. He is a bit mad. Okay. Fine. But you need some imagination. And these politicians got no imagination. They keep telling us shit, they got no imagination. Fuck you. I like Elon Musk, not gonna lie, I do. I think we need more fucking billionaires with a bit of fucking, oomph. Like, seriously, I do. That was a tangent. Got nothing to do with the subject, apparently.
Has Putin gone mad?
No, he hasn't. He's not gone mad. Russians are mad anyway. What do you mean, gone mad? Russians are always mad.
Your views are inside Russia, and are people just frightened to speak up?
Well, you know, this propaganda is made on a very high level, as it showed recently what effect it has. But also I wanted to say that with people who are working in the main media channels, they don't really believe it. They have similar views to me, and also you can say that people who are pro-Putin, who are convinced in him, is no more than 10 or 20%.
President Putin has now been handed an arrest warrant by the International Criminal Court. Do you think that might help bring this conflict to a conclusion, or actually might that even be a badge of honor for him, another symbol that he could use to say that the West is unfairly trying to target him?
I think this is the first signal that the Russian elite should take notice of, and perhaps some kind of resistance will start within the Russian elite. and they might plot against him. At least there's some kind of hope for me.
Shortly after you left, you said that your son had told you that your decision to protest like that had ruined the life of the family. Does he still feel that, or do you feel now you have more understanding, or does he understand the personal decision you took?
My son still called me a traitor, that I betrayed our family, I betrayed our country. I can say that for millions of families with the same situation, war ruins a lot of families. And this is a real catastrophe, because Russians are being destroyed by Putin not only physically by him sending them to war, but also on a psychological level.
This is the thing that's not a surprise, though. Like, everyone thinks Putin's well, he is nuts. But, bro, we had Liz Truss as a prime minister. Are you telling me that Liz Truss is any more stupider than fucking Putin? I mean, shit. If she would have been in office long enough, she would have went to war with some fucking crazy bastard. Everyone's being propagandized, and this is the point of why I stream these shows. And you'll be like, in the comment section, oh, I'm unsubscribing because you're talking over my show. Fuck you. I'm not your TV, bitch. Do you understand that? I'm not your TV. Normally I don't speak, but now I am. I ain't your TV. Fuck you. You wanna fucking watch the TV and listen to this shit? Fine, be my guest. Ain't your TV. It's fucking YouTube. Doesn't say BBC. Does it? Does it say BBC there? No, it doesn't. It says fucking Styzor. Exactly what it says. It doesn't say BBC. Like, I'm entitled to fucking, like, show you your fucking show. I stream them for my reasons, not yours. If I want to stream them just for streaming them, I do it for clicks. Well, shit. I don't even give a fuck about clicks. I knew because I had 5,000, 7,000 fucking subscribers before. I've had like 4 of these fucking goddamn channels. 4. And every time I fought YouTube, when I tried to play you guys fucking things that I thought were interesting to my subscribers, YouTube was like, oh, you can't play that shit. No, 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 no. That's owned by somebody else. Even though I was saying it's educational. Oh, you can't play that. You can't tell people how the banking corporations got fucking rich through taxpayers' money. Oh, you can't show that. Nope. It's owned by somebody else. Get what I'm saying? That's how YouTube works. If you want to stream the shit I stream, the only reason how you get around it is, well, first of all, I have a TV license. Clearly, I live in the UK, so I do. Also, you have to do it apparently afterwards. You can't do it live, which is weird because I always do it live. Well, I try and do it live. But if you watch the BBC and you're only watching recorded shit, you don't even need a TV license anyway. Shout out to Jacob Rees-Mogg, even though he's a fucking fossil. Literally. So if you wanna cancel your TV license, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, pro tip: just don't watch the BBC. And if you do watch the BBC, watch it on YouTube, and then you can say you don't need a license. He clarified that shit. So if you got any issues with your TV license person when you refuse to pay it, direct your messages to Jacob Rees-Mogg, who was on Great British Talk Menu, or whatever that stupid fucking challenge with all the fucking gammons on it. You know what I'm talking about.
Labour has raised concerns that with a Conservative backing chair of the BBC, the organisation finds it hard to be properly independent. Would you commit to Labour never appointing somebody to a senior position at the BBC with links to the party?
Well, this is something that obviously the panel will look at and make some recommendations about. But
what's your view? That's a political decision.
Yeah, I personally don't want to. I don't think we should be precluding people from taking up these positions who have previously been involved in politics. But I think what we absolutely.
In other words, no. What a fucking arsehole. Anybody remember the Jeremy Corbyn documentary where this little rat in the taxi was fucking literally bullshitting all over Jeremy Corbyn, and only for Jeremy Corbyn she kept their seat. Anybody remember that? No. people have goldfish brains, right? This fucking rat bitch, right now, this cunt, was shitting all over Jeremy Corbyn, calling him fit to burn and everything. The only reason why she won her seat, Jeremy Corbyn voters, bro. Half the people in the Labour Party right now who complain are only there because of Jeremy Corbyn, which is mad. Yet they all fucking got rid of him over this entire anti-Semitic bullshit, which actually is a load of bollocks. If you actually watch any of our newspapers or watch the mainstream media in the United Kingdom, you will know they're all right wing. Like literally. They did it to the Ed Miliband's dad. They said Ed Miliband's dad was a spy, a Russian spy. Literally. I should know. I cover politics. I ain't lying to you. They said Ed Miliband's dad was a spy. They couldn't call him anti-Semitic. Why is that? Because fucking Ed Miliband's Jewish. But they call him a Russian instead. Right? Just saying. You know what they did to Jeremy Corbyn? Both of them. They said he's a Russian spy and he's anti-Semitic. Which is mad. Fucking Britain.
Anyway,
well, that
and then
is
it
being
turned out,
investigated
and
at
then
the
it
moment.
turned well. What's being investigated
but that is being investigated at the moment, Lucy
closures.
Powell. But I'm interested. You clearly believe that credibility needs to be restored to this system. Wouldn't the easiest way of restoring credibility just to say, okay, no political links? If Labour was in charge, you would not appoint any.
Well, then can we sack you, Larua Kuensbssberg, because you're a fucking Tory? We all know that you're a Tory. We all know. I'm giving up politics. Oh, really? And then she gets the #1 spot from Andrew Marr. Really? You're giving up politics. Didn't she say that, ladies and gentlemen, on her Twitter feed? I'm giving up politics, only to find herself on the #1 slot on Sunday, which was covered by Andrew Marr. Have you watched Andrew Marr on LBC, ladies and gentlemen? It's a different kettle of fish.
Their entire life. But what I do want to do is restore some credibility, independence and transparency to that process.
Right, you talked about funding. That's one of the other big challenges, and there's often political argument about the licence fee. Is it possible that Labour would keep the licence fee past 2020?
No, kill it.
Very possible. We believe...
Fuck the licence fee. Or we believe the BBC is a fair and balanced organisation. No, it's not. It's literally the fucking go-to for any fucking government in power. That's their job, to lick ass. If you've noticed in the past years, if you've been like literally aware of British politics, how many people have been sacked? Just give you one example. Craig Dyke. Anybody knows who Craig Dyke is in the side chat? No. Probably not. Craig Dyke got sacked. Why? Because the BBC reported on a dodgy dossier of Iraq. He soon got the sack. Fuck off.
For British audiences, these things might not happen without that kind of funding model. But I do think it's important.
Well, that's bollocks. You could literally sell more. You could literally pay. If people could literally buy BBC, I know, whatever, £1. Let's just be cheap. Let's say $1, right? $1 a month internationally, $1 everywhere. The BBC would make way more money than it gets in taxpayer money, and I wouldn't have to listen to Larua Kuensbssberg ever again.
I want to just finally ask you about another issue. So you're in charge of culture and media for the Labour Party, but also sports. Now, this week we saw the World Athletics Federation make a decision, controversial to many people, called for by many others. They made a decision to ban trans women from competing in women's events. Should other sports follow that example?
Yes! No offense. Don't hate me. Bro, you're a bro. I'm just gonna put, dude, can you make babies? Yes or no? No. Then go with the men over there. Go over there. You've got nice hair, got nice nails, got nice tits. Okay? Can you have a fucking baby? Is what I'm asking you. No. You're in over there. You're with the men. I know people find that controversial. I don't give a fuck with this. It's like 0.00001% of the population. But that's the minority. That's how black. No, it's not. It's got nothing to do with being black or a woman. So don't give me that shit, bro. Okay, just don't. No, right. Over there with the men. I don't care. I'm not J.K. Rowling. I'm worse than J.K. Rowling. Bro, if you can produce a baby, you're a woman. If you can't, you're a dude. It's that simple for me. I don't really care at this point. Like, I don't. You can look lovely as a trans person. I will respect you and say him, she, her, whatever the fuck you want. But if you're asking me where I should send you to prison, or if you can partake in sports, get over there with the fucking men, or whatever your biological shit is, because that's cheating. You're a cheat. I'm just saying. I don't care if you feel like you're a man. I feel like a helicopter doesn't make me an Apache, bitch. I don't whirl and go woo woo, you know. Just saying. Don't be offended. And if you are offended, good. I hope so.
Nicola Sturgeon at an event in London this week. Do you feel you really got under the skin of why she's leaving?
Not entirely. I mean, we'll tell on that. What was clear, though?
I keep pausing it and missing out the fucking conversation. This is the worst Sunday Live with Larua Kuensbssberg I've ever streamed. But you know, I don't give a fuck.
Those things and watch this space on that, I'd say.
Ah, well, that's interesting. Maybe potentially it has been touted many times a job at your former organisation, Christiane, the United Nations. I mean, does she have that kind of presence on the world stage? Could you see her?
No.
She does. I think her trajectory and her experience actually would make her a very strong candidate.
She was shagging George Galloway. I mean, you can't make this shit up. She was shagging George Galloway. Where's Pav when you fucking need him? Pav literally has a photo of her, George Galloway, and some tosspot on a bus when she was like 17. When she was in the Labour Party.
Stage, and you know, these two have both been very flattering, but a lot of people in your party, I think Michael Gove a little bit, have a slightly different view.
Well, Michael was fair. He said we disagree politically, but he respects what she's, in my view, that what she's done to build the role, build the institution of the Scottish Government, that deserves huge respect. And it's got to be good for Britain is the big point, to have lots of people outside London.
Yeah, let's have a bunch of traitors who want to separate the United Kingdom. Yeah, you know, if I was king, I'd hang the bitch. I'm just saying, I'd hang the fucker. I don't care. Fucking traitors. Traitor to the crown. How can you sit there and say you want the head of state to be the king or the queen, and then say, oh, but we want to leave? Leave what exactly? It was your fucking fault that we're in this predicament in the first place. Oh my god, I hate Scottish people. They're so fucking stupid. Like, honestly. Like, why doesn't anybody tell the truth anymore? Scottish people are the most racist people you ever come across in your life. No jokes. And people act like they're indifferent. Are you mad? Have you ever been to Scotland? Anybody? Has anybody ever been to Scotland? No. You just get this mad idea that Scotland's like a lovely welcoming village in the Highlands, like Highlander. No. First of all, they're on smack. And second of all, they don't like black people. They just don't. So, good luck. Have you never watched Trainspotting before in your life? Apparently not. Fucking weirdos. I mean, like, you can literally watch Trainspotting. That's Scotland right there. It hasn't changed. Oh my god, there you go. What a waste of time that was. I spent most of my time talking because I can't be fucking arsed listening. Oh. I need to do more rants, don't I? Instead of interrupting the program, I should just have my own show where I literally just go ham instead of ruining people's privilege of why are you interrupting my show, as if like you're entitled to do that shit. I'm gonna lose subscribers. And I'm also gonna look forward to the comments section. The comments section is gonna be funny more than anything. It's gonna be, why are you talking over my show? Unsubbed. Like I care. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm sad. Poor me. I'm gonna start crying that you decided to watch politics on my fucking channel instead of actually watching it on the BBC. Wow, what a twat I am. I remember the good old days when YouTube was owned by not Google. Imagine that. Imagine that. Fucking hell. I remember the good old days when YouTube didn't even exist. There's no such thing as YouTube in my days. Imagine that. People think YouTube is like a fucking household utility. Twats. I used to watch games and play porn. That would be funny, right? I used to play games, watch porn. And now to listen to these whiny bastards who think fucking Twitter, TikTok, and all these other things are like instrumental to their lives. You're all fucking crackheads, is what you are. Anybody who has social media in that way, who spams their life on the internet, is just crazy people. You just are crazy. You fell for the trick, bro. You fell. Yeah, you people who click the like button, you're doomed. You're all gonna die. You're all going to hell. All the people who click like, you're going to hell. You're being fucked in your brain. Don't like my videos. Don't like them. What are you liking them for? I don't fucking like them. Why do you fucking like them? What, you like propaganda? Or do you like the fact that I fucking talk on it? Maybe. I don't know. See, I'm indifferent to these cunts who stream videos. I literally am. They stream them because they want to make money. Clicks. And all that shit. I don't need to make money from fucking propaganda. Just don't. It's fucking retarded. You'd be surprised how angry I get. No, I'm pretty sure you know already. But all the time you watch my videos when I stream them. Trust me, I'm raging behind my videos proper. Getting mad. I just don't like people getting lied to, you know. I don't like it. People get misinformed. The whole migration thing. Bizarre. It's all bullshit, really. People need to get up, stand up. Stand up for their rights. Bob Marley right there. In fact, shall we play it out with a bit of Bob Marley? I think we should, right? Just to make it. I'll probably get my fucking shit box now. Can we do it? I don't know. Let's see. We will see if it works, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Let's see if it works.
Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Preacher man, don't tell me heaven is under the earth. I know you don't know what life is really worth. Is that all that glitter is gold? Half the story had never been told. So now you see the light. Hey, stand up for your right. Come on, get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't sky. Take away everything and make everybody feel high. But if you know what life is worth, you would look for yours on earth. And now when you see the light, you stand up for your rights. Yeah. Get up, stand up. Yeah, yeah. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Life is your right. Get up, stand up. So we can't give up the fight. Stand up for your right. Lord, Lord. Get up, stand up. Keep us traveling on. Don't give up the fight. Yeah.
We're sick and tired of your ism, schism, game, dine and go to heaven in Jesus' name, Lord. We know when we understand. Almighty God is a living man. You can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. So now we see the light. We gonna stand up for our rights. Yeah. So you better get up, stand up in the morning. Give it up, stand up for your rights. Stand up right now. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Don't give it up, don't give it up. Get up, stand up. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right.
To be fair, can't argue with Bob Marley. Though, I'm going to play this one song, and this got nothing to do with anything I just talked about. But, if you know, you know. This used to be the national anthem of Jamaica before they changed it, which is depressing. Because, not going to lie, this is the best national anthem I've ever heard in my life. Jah Rastafari.
Let us see our own salvation. To heaven we take our place. With faith it's a beginning. Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. Be our light through countless hours. To our leaders, great defenders, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever. Jamaica land, Jamaica land we love. Jamaica land we love. Jamaica. Teach us true respect for all. Still response to Jude call. Strengthen us the weak to cherish. Give us vision lest we perish. Knowledge sends us heavenly Father. Grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever. The land I love. Justice, truth, ours. Oh, the land of sun. The land I love. Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with thy mighty hand. Keep us from evil powers. Be our light through countless hours. To our leaders, great defenders, and true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours. Jamaica land I love. The land of love and fun and sun. Teach us true respect for all. Stir response to Judy's call. Strengthen us the weak to cherish. Give us vision lest we perish. Knowledge sends us heavenly Father. Grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever. Yes, the land of love. The land of love and sun. The land I have most fun.
Oh my days, oh my days, oh my days. That's Sylvia Teller, in case you don't know who the fuck that was singing. Hey, well, it's not a normal show today. I just can't be arsed really with normal shows anymore. I'm just fucking done. I'm tired. I'm literally tired. I'm tired of doing these fucking shows and not saying shit. Just sitting in the background, listening to these fucking clowns. Like fucking robots, man. Fucking robots. Bummerclats. They are though, the robots, man. You listen to them and you fucking think you're the same. You know. It's mad. Once upon a time, people told you that big ball in the sky there. Remember this. Copernicus. He said, yo, see that fucking big ball in the sky there? We go around that shit, you know. No jokes. We go round the sun. You know what they did to Copernicus? In fact, no, it was Galileo Galileo. Sorry. No Copernicus, what the fuck? Galileo Galileo. They put him under house arrest. Cancel culture. Bro. He said, that's wrong. Cancel them. House arrest. Religion. Think about that. Once upon a time, humans used to think we were the center of the universe. Only 40, in fact 30 years ago, not 40, 30 years ago, we didn't think as human beings there was literally other planets going around other suns. Get onto that. 30 years ago. No such thing as exoplanets. Nope, that's a stupid idea. Really? In a universe with no edge? There's no such thing as aliens. Like, even the fact that I just said that, you're like, what? What? Yeah, no such thing as aliens. I'm sorry, you live on a rock, which is like the size of a grain of fucking sand, going around a giant ball of gas, which is on fire, called the sun. And you think there's no aliens? Like, how stupid are you at this point? Like, really, how stupid are you? The universe has no edge. A lot of people don't know that, right? If you watch videos on YouTube that go, how big is the planets? Or, no, how big are you versus the universe? Or some shit. People are like, you know, the reaction videos. I love them videos because it's so fucking funny. How big's the universe? Oh, it's so big. It's so big. Bro, have you seen the size of an atom? The universe is pretty trippy. You're bigger than the universe. Like, nobody knows this. They don't teach you this in school. That's mad. Nobody teaches you in school. The universe is big, yes. Yes, it is. You're bigger. If you used to do an equation, well, not an equation. If you used to do a measurement, which one's bigger? The universe or you? You're gargantuan compared to the universe, bro. You could put the universe literally in the tip of your finger. No jokes. Considering how much space there is between an atom and we still physically exist. That's mad, isn't it? So I should probably make I did try on my other channel to do you think the universe is big? You should understand how big an atom is. And a lot of people don't know how big atoms are. They just think atoms, they just think, oh, they're little tiny things. Tiny is, that's an understatement, basically. There's, okay, before I leave this mad stream that I'm doing today, there's, if you was to equate the sun and the earth as an astronomical unit, which is an AU, which is the time it takes for light to get from the sun to planet Earth, which is around 9 minutes, give or take. I think it's 9. I think it's 9 or 12, whatever. Point being is, it takes its time. Which is mad, because then time doesn't affect photons. If you was to measure the distance between the planet Earth and the sun, there's way more space in between each and every atom that makes up your body. Let that sink in. So just think about this, right? It takes 9 minutes at the speed of light. So if you switched on a light in your house and waited 9 minutes for it to go pink, like, get onto this. This is not a joke. This is actually true. Physics, right? So if I switched on the lights in your house, well, you switched it on, not me. I'm not being a creep. But if you switched on the house and your light, that makes no sense. God damn it, I said it backwards. If you switched on a light in your house and waited 9 minutes for the light to get there, that seems extremely long, right? That's how long it takes for the sun light to get from the sun to planet Earth. About 9 minutes. And it's traveling faster than anything in the universe, or as far as we understand it, according to fucking Albert Einstein, which is general relativity, right? Which is about 186,000 kilometers per second, which is pretty fast, if you don't mind me saying. It still takes about 9 minutes, or 12. Not just 12 minutes. I think it's 9 or 12. Whatever. So, the distance between the atoms in your body is further away than the sun on planet Earth. Way bigger. Let that sink in. So you think the universe is massive? You're massive. Someone needs to do an atom video. I did try, but that was on my other channel, so it got deleted, so you can't even see it. I should probably do another one just on here. It's madness, bro. Big. I like physics, you know. I do. I like quantum mechanics more so than anything else. I like quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics is the weirdest shit ever. Oh, how can you get sticky? But the Einstein called spooky action at a distance. Get onto this. The universe, space-time, isn't the same as light. So if there's a sun, there's a YouTube video about this actually. If there's a sun that's all the way over there and it's traveling at space-time, no one measures space-time, which is weird. It's really weird. So we can go faster than light. It's called space-time because the expansion of the universe is going faster and faster and faster. I don't know how that. Well, we know how because it's called the redshift. Edwin Hubble figured that one out. But it's going faster and faster. But light is a container inside of it. Anyway, so if you got a sun and it's all the way over there, and it's traveling in terms of the speed of space-time, shall we say, you'll never see the light from that sun. Infinitum. You will never see the light from the. So let's say the universe went poop. The universe exploded, literally, or whatever. Let's just take the Big Bang as a thing, an inflation theory, or whatever. You will never see the beginning of the universe, not because you can't. It's because it would take so long for you to see it, and the rate of the expansion of the universe, it's impossible for you to see it. So we will never see the very beginning of the universe, anywho, because it takes too long. You will never see it, which is mad. Like, you live in a black hole. Now, theorists have come up with that before me. I came up with that. Well, I didn't come up with it. I also thought that was a valid point, because black holes are very strange in terms of the universe, right? Think about it. You got a singularity in a universe that's also a singularity. That makes no sense. Unless it's a decimal point, then it makes sense. Which was mad because Einstein predicted black holes in general relativity. I think it was general relativity. Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, he said, "Hey, here's general relativity or some shit." And then I think it was a German dude. I forgot his name. Anyway, a German dude was like, "Bro, black hole," and Einstein's like, "Nah, not having that at all. That breaks science." Which is mad, isn't it, when you think about it? Like, humans set the laws of physics when actually that makes no sense, logically speaking. If you read anything about philosophy or logic, that makes no sense. But anyway, he says that makes no sense, even though it's in his equation. So Einstein predicted black holes in his equation. I think that was general relativity, actually. And then another guy, a German dude, was like, "No, actually, you're correct." And Einstein didn't like it. And then only recently, we found these fuckers in space. Big, giant suns. See, when you're on the telly, oh, not when you're on the telly, when you see black holes portrayed on the TV, it's black. It's like a circle. You need to stop thinking that way. Don't think of it that way. Think of a black hole like the sun, basically. It's the sun. It's a 3D object, right? It's not 2D. It's not like a little flat thing in space. It's no. It's it's a sphere. It's the weirdest thing you can possibly comprehend ever. It's got so much space time, it breaks our physics. We can only estimate up to the horizon. It's called the event horizon. So we can only think what it's doing on the edge because we don't know what happens past that point. Because it doesn't break physics. It breaks our understanding of what we exist inside of, so to speak, which is bonkers. It is like the fact that you live in a universe. Like no one tells you this as well. This is another mad fact. If I was to, if I had a powerful enough laser, if I had a laser beam, this is trippy. I'm so glad I'm drunk right now and stoned. If I was to shoot a laser beam into space, it would eventually bend back and hit me in the back of the head. Nobody tells you that shit though. No one tells you light bends because of gravity or whatever. So if that's the case, then you would live in the same predicament as a black hole, or at least the edge of a black hole. We don't know what's in a black hole. I'm guessing it's probably us, kind of, or some stupid shit. Anyway, it's a bit of a weird one when it comes to physics. And the whole spooky action addition thing is madder because that's quantum mechanics, which I think was 1500s, I think, or some shit. Anyway, which is, God, I don't even know how to explain this in layman's terms. If you rub your hands together and you produce heat, the entire universe. I just did that, right? You can hit. Hopefully, you can hear me doing that. Right? You can hear me rubbing my hands, which are gristled because I'm an old man. The entire universe is instantly reacting to the fact that I just produced heat somehow. Somehow. No one knows how, but it's instantly reacting to the fact that I just produced heat. That's quantum mechanics right there. But it doesn't apply in terms of let me think. It doesn't. Okay, so Maxwell's demon. I don't know if anyone's paying attention. Maxwell's demon. If you know what thermodynamics is, Maxwell's demon, entropy, right? So the universe is gonna die. Everyone is gonna die in the universe because of energy, or whatever. That's not necessarily true, which is bad, because chaos can actually create order, and you're thinking, huh, what? That makes no sense. Yes, it can. You can get chaos, and then you can produce orderly little weird things from it. So if I break a glass, given enough time, I swear to God, I'm not making this shit up, by the way. In case you think I'm making this shit up, I'm not. Okay, this is literally, you can go and check the shit out on YouTube. It's not a joke. London School of Physics, or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know what the fuck it's called. Oxford University. Anywho, you can literally, given enough time, that glass will be glass. And I'm like, huh? Quantum mechanics. Because from chaos, you get order, which is Maxwell's demon, which is nutty. So, I don't know. Try to make something profound, but I can't be asked to make it profound. I just know it's mad. I wanted to like put it into politics, but there's no point because politics is shit. Because none of these people are smart enough to know anything. It's fucking wasting twats. Anyway, fuck. Anybody want a song? I don't know. I like songs. Probably good ones. No Bob Marley though. I've had enough Bob Marley for one day. I like me Bob. See, I don't like to overplay the album. You play too much Bob Marley, it's bad for you. As he said, too much of you is bad for you, kind of thing. Why am I talking about physics? Might I ask? I talk about physics because if you understand physics, you understand people lie, politicians, and philosophy. You should learn both physics and philosophy and logic. Humans don't have logic, so if anyone says that's not logical, ask them what they mean by it. Logic is applied to other objects, not us. Humans aren't logical, just so you know, before you get confused. So if anyone says that's logical, ask them what they mean. Do you mean like it's applied logic? Or are you talking about yourself? No human's logical. Perfect instance. Intelligence. Humans have the only definition for intelligence which applies only to humans. We made that word up. Humans made up the word intelligence. I know a lot of people are like, what? True. Now you need to worry about artificial intelligence. The clue is in the name. Artificial. Now, can you imagine a robot being even more fucking stupider than you are? And you wanted to boil the kettle? Really? Think about that. The reason why artificial intelligence is dangerous is not because of Elon Musk or Google or whatever. It's the fact that humans think they're smart. I'm just gonna point out some very basic history lessons for you motherfuckers who are about to just stay here and listen to me chat shit. Nobody knows where we came from, why we're here, and what the fuck's going on in this little mad thing we call reality. Now, humans are gonna make a robot that's as smart, apparently, as we are. Based on what parameters? Stupidness. That's not a good idea at all, is it really, when you think about it in that equation? So, all the information we're going to give this little robot is a lie. First and foremost, let's get to the point. It's a lie. It's only going to say the shit that's told it should say by humans who are stupid. It's already broken. If I was going to write a program based on logic, you think I'm going to involve a fucking human? Really? No. But people are fascinated with AI and algorithms. You're basically faking everything. That's what you're doing. Faking. It's fake. And people think that fake is real. That's called the Turing test, right? If I can convince a human that I'm not a human, then I pass the test. That doesn't make the robot smart. It makes you stupid. You understand, right? It can do all jazzy shit. I've seen it. No jokes. It's impressive. But it makes humans stupid then, innit? If a robot can mimic a human, we're not that special. That makes us stupid. Doesn't make it smart. It makes us stupid. That's the point. AI is scary because humans are fucking dumb. Let me ask you a question. When you look at the YouTube channel that you're looking at right now, can you see a like button? Do you know why there's a like button on YouTube? Can you tell me why YouTube put that there? And the dislike button was removed? Just asking. Psychological shit right there. Boop, 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 boop. Humans like to click shit. How many of you have got a Facebook, a Twitter, a fucking Instagram? How many? A lot of you. And why? Because you like to click the clicky clicky click buttons. The whole entire purpose of social media is one, psychological manipulation, and two, collection of data. You're literally giving away shit for free for marketing purposes. Don't forget, YouTube was never owned by Google before. It wasn't. YouTube was sold to one of the biggest corporations on the planet. And now it sucks dicks. And people beg, literally, as a job on YouTube to make money. Think about that. There's an entire ecosystem of crackheads on the internet who literally sell their soul for clicks. Sell their souls for clicks. I can't be asked to get a reasonable job. Instead, I'm going to be a personality or a celebrity. That's what we've come to, ladies and gentlemen. And that AI is going to replace them because they're easy to replace. You don't need, I could make Chat GTP right now fake me and talk like me and say all this shit, and you wouldn't even know the difference, and you'll still click it anyway. How will you know in the future what is a real person and what's a fake robot AI? I can deepfake my fucking face as somebody else, and you wouldn't even know the difference with them. In the movie industry, why do we need people in movies when I can just make you artificially. I can make dead people come alive. That's mad. I just make you dead alive. Politics shows like Laura Kuensbssberg, all this shit is gone with the wind in terms of like AI and shit. All fake. Well, you could be fake. But you wouldn't know, would you? You wouldn't know. Definitely on a mad tangent right now. But to be fair, it's Sunday and I haven't slept. So, who's asked? I'm on a mad. Definitely on a bad one. Oh! That actually is lovely. Sorry. That is actually nice. Is that Prague? What the fuck? Where is that? Shit. Anywho, I'm gonna keep waffling. I don't know what I'm waffling about, but I'm gonna keep waffling. I don't fucking care. I'm gonna check. Oh, Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Sorry. I was gonna talk about Liverpool, but I don't wanna. I actually had a laugh with somebody the other day. It was talking about Liverpool. I was like, you know what, mate? I don't actually care about my football team. And people are saying Jurgen Klopp out. Fuck off. Go away. Jurgen for life, bro. I love Jurgen Klopp. Don't care. I'm gonna say it, but we definitely need a new team, though. I think Trent, Virgil van Dijk. Mo Salah. I'd get rid of a load of them, to be honest with you. I love them. They give me glory. They give me the Premier League. Fucking hell. I still fucking sell them though, to be fair. They're just shit. They're not doing. It's mainly at the back. Okay, I wouldn't go so much. I wouldn't go so much as Mo Salah, but I think the back is shite. To be honest with you, I'd definitely sell Trent. He's the worst defender ever. He just doesn't. He's like timid. Like he wants to get battered or some shit. I'd sell him. I love your Trent, but dude, if you can't defend, then your job as a defender. Just saying. Even though you grew up as a midfielder, I did watch you as a kid. But dude, if you can't defend, fuck off. Or get a midfield, which I don't think he's capable of though. He's got a mean cross on him. But Alex Ferguson got rid of David Beckham. That's all I'm saying. You can whip across him, but if you're being a tit, you're a tit, innit? And people go, that's the Spice Girls. No, it's just shit, innit? Need more Roy Keanes. I think Liverpool got lazy because we won everything. They're just like, oh, we're just gonna win everything. No, we're shite. We play shite. We defend shite. Can't score at Titans. Okay, we battered the Manx 7-0. That will live forever in my memory. Don't give a fuck. But we need to do better though. We're shite. To be fair, I've got no idea how I got to the expansion of the universe to Liverpool being shit. Or whatever. I don't know. I'm just on a fucking mad tangent today. I really am. Mainly because I'm pissed. And Donald Trump's a cunt. That was a segue, wasn't it? Donald Trump, fucking hell. I don't know if he's going to get arrested or not. Crazy cunt. Can I just say though, I do love Donald Trump. Because he's entertaining. How can you not like Donald Trump? He's entertaining. He is. He's a lovely fellow. Like Joseph Goebbels, isn't he? Any Americans in the side chat there when I get mad? Sorry, I'm having a wanker with Jude Bellingham. God damn it. Imagine Jude Bellingham joining Liverpool. I'd be so fucking stoked with that shit. But where's Champs though? We won't even buy him. Come on, Liverpool, buy Jude Bellingham just for me. Just for me. Anybody want a good song? I've got a good song for everybody.
Look more drums.
Alright, this is a mad thing. A lot of people don't know this shit, right? When I play Bob Marley or like tunes that are like inspirational or whatever. I wouldn't say inspirational, but tunes people can relate to, right? Motherfuckers don't block me or shit. I play anything that's remotely interesting in terms of like talking about money. I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to be racist and say white music because that's just wrong. But it's mad. I can play Bob, thankfully. I don't get copyright strike. I play anything else, like white music or whatever. I hate saying that. Sorry. I literally hate saying that. But if I play like Rolling Stones or whatever, it's like, oh no, copyright strike straight away. And that's so wrong. I don't know how to explain it. It's fucking weird. I'm not trying to like make it a race thing, but it's a bit weird, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It just seems weird. I grew up on a lot of music, by the way, just so you know.
All you gotta do, give a little, take a little, give a little, one more time, yeah, 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 yeah. So you think you found that solution? Oh, it's just another illusion. So
I grew up on that kind of music, which is mad, which is why I like politics. Which you're like, what? You just been talking shit about physics and football and bollocks. That actual song, the first song I ever heard from Bob Marley was Buffalo Soldier. I was about 4, I think, when I was a kid. But I always knew life was strange, and it wasn't because I was like poor. That's the thing. It's like people think, oh, you're poor, you need to be like have a weird disposition of life or whatever. Look, I understand life and a kind of thing, but like music, music put me in a place where I would say maybe I was biased, clearly, and being poor or whatever, growing up in Liverpool, in the ghetto, fucking hell, whatever, doesn't matter. But that music kind of makes me reflect on why I stream politics as well. Because there is trouble in the world. I just think, why do people fucking not know about shit? Makes me angry, you know? Like, I'm always angry inside. I'm guessing you know that anyway. I'm not angry at people, though. I'm angry at the fact that the system don't work for the people. It just doesn't. For everybody. I don't give a fuck what color you are, what gender you are. It's broken, man. There's something deadly wrong with it. And the only thing I can think of is rich people. Because that's the only thing I've ever known. And I don't want to blame rich people for being rich. I think they're like an STD when you go to Ibiza. You know, when you go to Ibiza, get your laurels or some shit. Like, I used to joke with my friends, you go to Ibiza, you come home for free with an STD. It's kind of funny shit, right? But it's true. It's like the whole mad system's broken. And a lot of people around the world, I don't give a fuck what country you're in, they know it. This shit's not working for anybody other than the stupidly rich. Like, I ain't talking like, if someone said to me, I got £1,000 or whatever, £1,000, like seriously, that's not a lot of money. But if I'm broke, if I got no money, like nothing, and they got £1,000, they seem pretty rich to me at this point, right? Imagine being a nurse, a teacher, doctor, a junior doctor. Anybody works like a normal fucking job. Just a normal job, bro. Don't care what you're doing. Police officer, whatever. And someone's earning, not even earning, bro, £1 billion. That's not even remotely close to, like, competence in terms of, can I count that high? And you know you can't. Something's fundamentally flawed in the system. We have let the plebs have got so complacent with being plebs that the people we used to. Okay, here's a mad stat, right? You won't believe this, but I'm going to tell you, and it's the truth. You can Google it if you want. Only in the 1960s, I think the 60s, did France literally stop chopping off people's heads. French. That's before Al Qaeda or ISIS or any of these mad Muslim fundamentalists even showed up. People were chopping off heads in France. Bro. Chopping them off. And I'm thinking, if you can be that intense in a inverted commas civil society, why aren't people angry that everyone's getting raped and pillaged as plebs? I think the West needs a French Revolution. And I'm not talking about like burning down your local stores. Don't do that, right? Because everybody needs to support their local supermarkets or whatever. I'm saying everybody needs to go on strike and say, fuck this shit. No. Just say no. No. You print money from thin air? No. Don't blame inflation, which we invented. Don't blame money that we invented. All these things that people tell you human beings invented, bro. We invented money. Are you kidding me? We invented it. It's not like it was given from... It's not gravity. It's not some, like, fucking objective truth. Money is not objectively true, motherfucker. Why do you think we have currencies? They're not objectively true. Are you mad? People need to rise up and stop saying fuck me in the ass. No offense to gay people, because gay people probably like getting fucked in the ass. It's a metaphorical statement. Don't plebs, the common folk, we are being literally shafted in the West. And then be like, what are we going to do about it? Stop going to work. Like, literally, just stop. Just go on strike. No more. Oh my god, that's a song. Oh, whatever. Anyway. I'm going to play another song though. But that one's another song. But I'm just saying is, we as the plebs, I feel like playing Monty Python. I'm the king of the Britons. Who? You are who at this point? Pay attention. We're being, like, all these corporations rely on one thing. You to be a fucking slave. What am I going to do? What are they going to do? Is the point. What are they going to do if you stop going to work? Well, no one's going to go to the ship. No, it's all going to break down. Nah. No, it's not about breaking it down. We don't want to kill the system. We want to get paid for the fucking shit that we do. Have you seen how rich these motherfuckers are? No, you give us some more of your fucking billions and we'll go back to work. It's not a hard solution, is it really? To be quite fucking frank. It isn't. No one's saying we all want to be anarchists and go mental. Clearly no. But to be honest with you, if you can count to 1 billion, yeah, you're special. If you can't, give me your tax. Give me your fucking tax at this point. I'm done fucking asking.
No sun will shine.
Well, hold on, Bob. Hold on, Bob. I was actually gonna wait. Hold on, Bob. Times two. And this is for Tory voters. No, well, in fact, see, I'm making the same mistake that people on the left made, right? You say the Tories, like it's the Tories that it's like the kids of all our problems is Tories when it's actually economics. This is what did fucking Bill Clinton said, is the economy stupid? Right? This is the thing, is the economy stupid? I don't want to blame the Tories, even though they're shit, and I could. Like, I literally could. And I often do, but to be fair, Labour Party aren't much better when it comes to the plebs. So, this is for all politicians, right? I think. I'm gonna say this out loud for all the people who follow me, and I appreciate the fact that you do, and you know, you put up with my stupid ass sometimes. Like now, when I'm on my fucking rants or whatever. This is for all politicians. I fucking can't stand them all. I want real people to represent the people. And if you're a lying cunt, then, well, literally. I know I'm on a Bob Marley thing, but he said it best, like, if I say when someone else can do better for you, I suppose.
Man to man is so unjust. Children, you don't know who to trust. Your worst enemy could be your best friend, and your best friend, your worst enemy. Some will eat and drink with you. Then behind them sus upon you. Only your friend know your secrets. So only he could reveal it. And who the cap fit, let them wear it. Who the cap fit, let them wear it. Said I throw me con, me no call no foul. I say in cup, clap, clap, clap. Eh. Some will hate you, pretend they love you now. Then behind they try to eliminate you. But who jobless? No one curse. Thank God we're past the worst. Hypocrites and parasites will come up and take a bite. And if your night should turn to day, a lot of people would run away. And who does stop it? Let them wear it. Who upon you, yeah.
Insist upon you.
And if nature turned today now, a lot of people would run away. And
Let them wear it.
let them wear it. Ooh, the cap fit. Let them wear it. Throw me gun.
Pretty sure you don't want to hear me singing. That's the point, though. If the cap fits, if these are rats, you know the fucking rats. That's the point. These politicians are rats, man. I don't want. I grew up in a Labour Party system, right? Look what fucking hell. I'm gonna make a Monty Python joke. What did the Labour Party ever do for us? Fuck all. And so don't put your hand up, Trumps. But it's mad though, innit? Like all these politicians are just liars, man. They're all dirty rats, fucking rats. And you know why they're rats? Because they're in a party of rats. We need to extinguish these rats. We need to vote independent. All of you people, you could be, I swear to God, I'm going to say this, and you mightn't agree with me, but I'm going to be honest with you. If you're right wing and racist, have at it. Vote. If you're left wing, whatever, trans voting, vote. Just fucking stop voting for the Labour Party and the Conservatives and the Lib Dems. They're all in it together. Little bastards. We need more independent MPs. I'm just saying. I'm not agreeing with mad ideas, but I think we would have better politics. We would have a better country if we didn't have these crackers in power. These crazy fuckers who treat us like idiots. Honestly. I honestly believe that. I've said that for like, I don't know, the past 10 years. We need to stop voting Labour and Tory. Both of us. If you're Conservative, stop voting Conservative. Vote somebody else. Vote for somebody who you think represents your community. You might have, okay, they might have crazy ideas, but I don't agree with. That's fine, right? That we can do that. Just get rid of these machines. That's what we're trapped in, this machine of these robots. Listen to them on the TV. They all sound the same. They don't even answer questions. Left or right, they don't answer questions. They just they're all crackers. I don't mean crackers in the American crack. I mean English crackers, like fucking nuts. You know what I'm saying? Just get rid of them all. They keep us in this like little box. People on the right have got good ideas. People on the left have got good ideas. Why do we need these people to say to us, all of us, or you need to think a certain way? You need to be in this group, right? That's not how democracy, or that's not how humans should be. We're all like little robots. No, we're not robots. We're the most illogical things on the planet. Like literally, we're all fucked, and we should embrace the fact that we're all fucked. That's what makes us special. The fact that everybody has an opinion. Don't get mad that people have an opinion. Don't get mad. Ask why they have that opinion. Ask why. Why do you have that opinion? Like, what's up with that shit? Like, what's going on there? You know? Don't get mad. Just don't go, oh my God, I'm right, you're wrong. That's not how you talk as an adult, is it? That's how you talk when you're a child. A fucking child does that. We're adults. We're supposed to engage and say, oh, that's an opinion. The whole cancel culture is come from people who are inept of having an adult conversation. Twitter and all these mad fucking things, they've ruined having a conversation with people. Because I'm right, you're wrong. Give me clicks. Like that's not how you run a planet. We live on a planet. In case anyone's not paying attention. Don't tell fucking stupid cunt over there who's invading. I was gonna say Iran. Jesus Christ. Who's invading Ukraine? Don't tell Putin that. He clearly doesn't know how to have a conversation because he's a nutball. Who on planet Earth sits down and thinks, I'm going to invade another country? Nobody. Apart from special cunts. And the special cunts bullshit all the other people who believe they're bullshit. Look at all the poor people who are dying in Ukraine. And the Russians. Do you think Russians want to go and kill Ukrainians? Do you honestly believe that shit in your head? Forget the flags. Do you honestly think humans want to kill other humans? For fun? No, they don't. They got you believing that shit.
You're too rude. Hey, oh, what a rat race. Oh, what a rat race. Oh, what a rat race. This is the rat race. Rat race. Rat race. A summer love summer, a summer boss said, a summer jack said, oh, what a rat race. Yeah. Rat race. A summer gorgon, a summer hooligan, a summer guinea gaga. In this year rat race, yeah. Rat race. I'm singing that when the cat's away, the mice will play. Political violence, city, yeah. Don't involve Rasta in your say. Rasta don't work for no CIA. Rat race. Rat race. Rat race. Yeah. Rat race. I'm saying when you think it's peace and safety, a sudden destruction, collective security for surety, yeah. Don't forget your history, know your destiny in the abundance of water. The food is thirsty. Rat race, rat race, rat race, rat race. Oh, it's a disgrace to see the human race in a rat race. Yeah. Rat race. You got a horse race, you got a dog race, you got.
Oh my god, fucking hell. Have I played too much Bob Marley? I don't know. No, I haven't. Fucking no, I haven't. You know why I haven't? Because I'm fucking mental. And, well, to be fair, it's Sunday, and I had to listen to Larua Kuensbssberg. I need a detox. Fuck that. Give me more Bob Marley. Fuck this shit.
Every man got the right to decide his own destiny. And in this judgment there is
no partiality. See, this is the thing I love about Bob is he never knew what he was saying, but he said so much in so little words that it made a very big impact. You know, like Jimi Hendrix. I'm guessing, like, you can, like, go through your life where you like songs where you feel important. I'm biased because I like political shit, I suppose. I don't know. But yeah. I like good music. Half Jamaican, not gonna lie. Biased, look Bob. But there's loads of good music. I'm just using Bob as my reference point. There's plenty of good music. Like I said, the Rolling Stones. The list is endless, basically. I live in Liverpool. I could fucking mention the Beatles if I wanted to. The point is, there's a lot of, like, it's mad the way there's a lot of musicians that talk about how fucking mad the world is. John Lennon, imagine, right? Yeah, no one does shit. Like, no one rises up. Like, nobody. Like, I mean, I love the strikes that are happening now. I don't love the strikes in the sense of people being broke or, like, fucking destitute and shit. I love the fact that people are like, fucking no. We've had enough. I like that. I wish we were, like, more like France. Where they're just like, okay. I'm not going to condone petrol bombs or whatever. Yes, I am. But I wish we were more like the French. I wish the British public. I mean, God, am I gonna invoke Godwin's law? I suppose I am. Fuck it, whatever. I don't care. I wish we would fucking have this much zeitgeist zeal when we fought the Germans as we're fighting these fucking rich people. Like, don't you understand, people? This is not black, white, transgender, gay, whatever fucking weird label. This is literally blatantly obvious at this point. It's the rich versus the poor. Like, how can I point that out any more obvious than it already fucking is? We are in a fight. The plebs versus the rich. And it's mad when you say the word rich. Because everybody wants to be rich. Crackheads.
No partiality. So arm in arms with arms.
No humility. No humble. You don't want to be humble. You want to be rich. Because that's how society's told you to be. Rich. Ruthless. Fuck everybody else. The rat race like I just played before. Fucking mad.
We'll fight this little struggle. Cause that's the only way we can overcome a little trouble. Brother, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're so right. We gon' fight, we'll have to fight, we gonna fight, fight for our rights. Not to trade it in a Zimbabwe, fit it up in Zimbabwe, mash it up in We gon' fight. We gonna fight. We gon' fight. We left to fight. We gon' fight. Fighting for right. Dirty trash it in Zimbabwe.
Before people get confused, you don't have to you don't have to be like Jamaican or Bob Marley to understand this fucking shit, right? You're talking about people, you know. You're talking about people struggle across the world. Just listen to Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King, when he made the speech about black people, when he made the speech, I Have a Dream, he was talking about everybody. Not just black people. You need to understand shit. We're in a fight against like people read history books. That's what I'm saying. People read history books like, oh, that happened in the past, bro. Nah. Right now, you're living it. You're living in the French Revolution. That's the difference.
Whoa, whoa, la, hey, whoa, whoa, la. Only Rasta can liberate the people over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't believe for a minute that they are with you. Shall free the people.
I should just fucking make a new stream and just play reggae music, shouldn't I?
Over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't believe for a minute they don't like you. Why try to make I unhappy? Really, I don't know. If it was up to them, my friend, we would never see the sun or the snow. Through that mystical communication within, we keep on coming together. I love to see brothers and sisters looking out for one another. That's the way it should be, not contrary. Stop tearing down each other. Only Rasta free the people. Over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't believe 1 minute that they are with you. Shall free the people. Over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't believe for a minute that they are with you. Our dogs won't do. You're just behaving like they want you to, yeah. I say, arrogance is much different from ignorance, and I know you feel the same way too. Many live this life without having a clue. No reason why they are so sad and blue. Places to go, so much things to do. Not a moment to reflect on the cycle of life, yeah. Who free the people over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't believe for a minute.
Check this cunt. The stopping and starting is really annoying. Then go and fucking watch it on the telly, bitch. I need to fucking, like, stream your fucking clown ass fucking programs. Does it say BBC in my fucking name, you dumb fucking cunt? Does it? Does it say BBC in my fucking name? Tell me when it says BBC in my name. You can give me £90 a year, you fucking tramp. This is YouTube, you fucking crackhead. Shut your mouth.
That they are with you, shall free the people. Over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't believe 1 minute.
Really? Are you taking a fucking piss? Really? You got the fucking cheek to come on fucking YouTube and tell me that I'm streaming a fucking program for free and you're complaining about it? Are you fucking joking me? You tramp. Do you even know why I stream fucking these fucking programs? In case you ain't paying attention, you crackhead. Or did I just spend the best part of, I don't know, an hour or two talking complete bollocks? And about propaganda in between. You fucking crack. Shut the fuck up. Don't ever complain the fact that I'm fucking talking on my own channel. Bitch, if you want to listen to fucking Larua Kuensbssberg suck your dick, go and watch it on the telly. Don't fucking tell me about fucking YouTube, you crackhead. No one pays me to do this shit, bitch. Fucking shut your mouth.
They don't like you, it's hard, yeah.
You're the reason why the country's in the state that it is. What do you expect from me? Do you think I literally come on YouTube, literally, to give you free content because I'm a nice person? You fucking idiot. Are you fucking dumb? Are you fucking dumb? Shut your mouth, Dean. Go and watch it on the BBC, on BBC iPlayer, instead of talking shit in my side chat. Thank you very much. Now shut up and let me listen to Bougie Button, you Trump.
Make them know we want to go home and we hard. Let them know we want to go home and we hard. Yeah. Let them know we want to go home and we hard. Oh God, we want to go home. Only Rasta free the people. Over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't believe for a minute that they are with you. Jah free the people. Those over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't they believe 1 minute they don't like you. Why try to make I unhappy? I don't know. If it was up to them, my friend, we would never see the sun or the snow. Through that mystical communication within, we keep on coming together. And I love to see brothers and sisters looking out for one another.
Not gonna lie, this is probably the longest I've ever played fucking reggae on YouTube without getting fucking copyright striked. We'll find out soon enough though, innit?
That is the way it should be, not contrary. Stop tearing down each other. Look around who free the people. Over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't believe for a minute they don't like you. Stop free the people. Over hills and valleys too. Don't let.
Oh, bye. That was Bougie Button, not Bob Marley. In case you get confused, that was Bougie Button, not Bob Marley. Though, I don't know. One more song before I leave. I've got to go to the shop. Leave it on a positive vibe, innit? I guess. Positive vibration.
Live if you wanna live. Rastaman vibration, yeah. Positive. That's what we got to give. I vibration, yeah. Positive. Got to have a good vibe. I am an iration, yeah. Irites. Whoa. Positive vibration, yeah. Positive. If you get down and you quarrel every day, you're saying prayers to the devils, I say. Oh, why not help one another on the way? Make it much easier. Just a little bit easier. Say you just can't live that negative way. If you know what I mean. Make way for the positive day. 'Cause it's news and days. New time. And if it's a new feeling, look at you, said it it's a new day. Picking up. Are you picking up now? Jah love, protect us. Jah love, protect us. Jah love, protect us. Rastaman vibration, yeah, positive. I and I vibration, yeah, positive. I am on iration, yeah, all retreats. Whoa. Positive vibration, yeah, positive. Picking up. Are you picking up now? Oh, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. Someone's messaging me, and I got better things to do. Mad day. Don't even care. To be fair, you can go fucking die, like literally, and go vegan. Don't know why I said that, but apparently someone.